Welcome to an all new episode of the No Rules Podcast. I'm Aaron Hilton, as always, joined by my main man, Malik Smith. Malik, we live, brother. What's going on?
What's going on, my boy? How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm in Mansion and Benz's, my man. I feel good. It's a brand new day for your boy. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I see what you did there. I like where
Yeah.
your head's at. I see it, man. I'm feeling good, bro. I'm a little down because I always get a little wistful at the end of summer. We're in August, school coming back, and granted, I'm not in school, even though I still do have that one random dream that I haven't gone to class all semester and I'm gonna fail, which is probably a sign of my life. But otherwise, man, I'm feeling good. I'm about to go on vacation. I'm feeling good about that.
Oh shit, where you
Um,
going?
I'm gonna be somewhere in your neck of the woods, not quite Rhode Island, but I'll be in the
Mm.
in the New England area on a
Martha's Vineyard,
beach.
probably.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
See,
indeed.
look at that. You see how I just picked that? That's a New England
Yeah.
nigga, just knowing
I mean, where
the
else would I
region.
really be other than
I
there or
mean,
Nantucket?
I mean, if
you
you was
know?
going to Nantucket, that'd be weird. I mean, I don't know. There's stuff that you could do up there. You could be taking a trip up to Boston. Maybe you have family up there or something. No, you never know.
Um, I'll be honest with you. I do enjoy going to Boston. Like I
Yeah.
really like going to Boston. Every
So
time
you're
I've
the
gone,
one.
it's been a vibe. It's good vibes. It's good vibes. I like it up there. Granted, I
Yeah.
haven't gone wearing my Yankee apparel, so maybe I should go up there next time and see how.
Honestly, outside of Fenway Park or like Lansdowne, that whole area around Fenway, you'd probably be able to get away with wearing Yankees attire. Like we're not nearly as physically confrontational in that area
Yeah,
as the Yankees fans. Now, if you go into like a Old Patty's pub wearing your Yankees,
yeah. I'm not gonna
at
go
your own
that
risk.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's stupid. That's just dumb.
It's asking. Signing your
Yeah,
own death warrant, you know what I mean?
yeah. I got to be ready to throw hands at that point.
And Officer O'Shaughnessy's the first one at the scene, and miraculously, all evidence is cleared. So
He's stomping me out too. He's just like, fuck this guy.
he's like, "Oh no, I came to join. Actually, I'm off. I'm off duty." Oh man, nah. So you should enjoy that, man. Martha's
I
Vineyard is a
will.
good time. I have not been on the vineyard really since I think like early high school days. It's been a long time since I've been out on the vineyard, but really good
You
time.
got it.
Awesome bike rides. It's a good place to go in the summertime. Go wear your Nantucket red or salmon, as the youngsters call it.
Yeah,
Get you
you
a
got to
get you
pull
a
up, man.
seersucker suit or something like that. Seersucker
I'm not.
shorts.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll do the shorts. I don't know about a
Yeah,
full
yeah,
suit.
seersucker shorts. Well, that's what I meant. I didn't mean like a full pantsuit, but you got to do the full thing,
Yeah, I'm
like the
definitely gonna bring
white.
some all white. I'm gonna bring the
Yeah,
all white.
the white button down, the
Yeah,
seersucker shorts. You got to have
yeah.
like a fish belt. You
Oh
know,
yeah, 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 yeah. You already know. Definitely, that's happening. Yeah, nah.
that's a
The
fact.
fits are gonna be on point.
Yeah, get some
Um, you
fits
know,
off.
and yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it, bro. I need a vacation. I'm tired of work. Uh, although vacation with a child is
It's not really a
basically just
vacation.
like kind of just like being at home, but somewhere else. Either way,
Right, right.
when he's
But hey, man,
sleeping, I'm going off.
and by going off, I mean off to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I will
No,
also do that. So, yeah.
nah, it's gonna be a good time. I will say, like me and the fam, we took Arya to DR around her first birthday. Our guy Tay was getting married out in DR,
I
and
remember. Yeah.
it was right around my daughter's first birthday, so we just kind of extended the trip as a family and brought in her first birthday out there, and that's where we found out that she does not fuck with sand. Like, you know, is just
Still
repulsed
to this
by
day,
it.
or is she just at the
I
time
don't know.
she's
I haven't tried it to this day.
okay.
She did go to Rhode Island last summer, so not this past summer, but last summer she went to Rhode Island with my mom for 4 or 5 weeks and had a similar experience on the sand. She was not feeling it.
She's
So
like, nah,
I
nope.
doubt much has changed, but we're gonna keep trying. I'm not a
Gotcha.
big beach guy myself, but I'm also not like more mortally fearful of the sand. So you know what I mean? It's very different. I just don't like the beach. I think it smells bad. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, that's a take.
I
It's
mean,
not even a wrong
nah,
take. It's just a take. I've never heard
yeah,
anyone say that
yeah.
about the beach.
I'm very
Okay.
sensitive to smells. Like
Yeah.
it's
All right.
ruled
What
it's
are
ruled
you,
my life for a long time.
uh, old boy from House of Dragons? Like, what was it?
very
You can't
close to
you
Ormond
can't stand in
Hightower,
a
minus
you
the
can't
homophobia.
stand.
Love the gays,
Okay.
but yeah,
Yeah.
very similar. That's actually a good. It's on the nose. Look at you, pop culture
Hey,
references.
yeah.
Right?
Hey, I'm
Always good
locked in.
reference
I'm
point.
locked in. I'm
I
I'm
feel
I'm
you.
all I'm all nerded out right now, bro.
How did you feel?
I'm
How
all
did you
nerded
feel
out.
about the House of the Dragon? Did you finish the season already? Or are you still catching up?
I did finish the season. We were a little behind because we missed one episode, and then it just
Yeah,
kind of, you know,
it spins out
it's hard to
after a
catch
while.
up.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I'm caught up. Watch the season. Um, it's good. Like just like everyone else, like I just want to see some dragons do some wild shit. You know, we got some dragon fights. Um, it is funny though, like watching House of Dragon compared to Game of Thrones. The difference between the two is like I feel like everyone in House of Dragon is just like shooting themselves in their own foot. It's like so many things could just be like not a war, and it's just like everything is just like, well, now I gotta fight, fucking kill you for this, and it's
Right.
like, is anyone gonna de-escalate? It's like, nah, we're just all going for it. We're just
Yeah.
all gonna
No,
try to kill each
we're
other.
gonna take it to hell. I also feel like it's ironically a little bit more convoluted or difficult to track or follow than Game of Thrones is. And it's weird because it really only focuses on two families
Yeah,
and 2 to 3 and now that they're like out of Dragonstone, only two different regions, and that's Harrenhal and King's Landing. So they're really only ever in two different places, and it's really only about like two different families, which really are kind of mixed into one in the High Towers and the Targaryens. But it somehow seems a little bit more convoluted and complex because Game of Thrones, I mean, they're you're
yeah.
balancing the
There's like a
Starks and the
new,
Boltons,
yeah,
and then there's
yeah,
Targaryens like way across the world, and the Dothraki early on, and the whole thing, and the Unsullied later on in the season. So it's like there's so many different things to follow in that, but I feel like they balanced it so well. Like you would just have whole episodes like without some of the best players. You know what I mean? Like they would just be like, look, we just don't have the time to give you a Tyrion Lannister story. So like there's gonna be no Peter Dinklage this week.
yeah.
You know what I
Getting the
mean?
B
We're gonna
team
be
today.
heavy Jon Snow this week with a little bit of Daenerys Targaryen. And it's just
And
something
the
that
wildlings.
right, exactly. And it's just not something that a lot of shows can pull off. So it's it puttered to the end there with the last couple of
Mm,
seasons. I know a lot of book readers especially were kind of pissed off by it, but when it was at its best, those first
oh,
5 6 seasons of Game of Thrones is
fucking
just it's
fantastic.
unrivaled,
My
unrivaled
only
stuff.
regret is that I didn't see it live. I had to catch up to what was it, season whatever the last season was, season 8. I like was catching up by the time we got to that point. So I didn't get to experience, all the stuff like live like everyone else did, but it
Hmm.
was great. To be fair to House of Dragon, like I think House of Dragon is great too, and I also feel like there's some racism involved where people are like,
A lot
this show isn't great, and I'm like, the
because of the
one
blacks.
Game of Thrones that got mad black people in it, y'all seem to be having a whole lot of nitpicks for. Find that
Key black
funny.
people too. It's not
Yeah,
even like
yeah. Like we got big
the ship
roles in this
hand and shit.
motherfucker.
It's like no. The hand of the fucking queen is a
Yeah,
black man
yeah.
with platinum
And
blonde
he's like the
locks.
smartest one, and he's the only one who's like, "Hey, maybe we don't need to kill each other. Maybe we could just like do this and that." And they're just
You're
like,
like,
"No,
yeah, whatever,
we're
nigger.
gonna
Get out of
stab
my
each other to death."
way. It's like, listen, let me tell you something, Darky. We're gonna do some stabbing and some incest, and you're gonna like it.
my
Um,
my sword has not touched blood in 3 days. God damn it!
right.
It's like, okay, buddy,
It's
all
like,
right,
listen, we could do this peacefully, and you could still get what you want, or you could just kill everybody, and maybe get what you want, and it'll cost a lot more lives. And it's like, I'm gonna go option B.
yeah. That's literally
Thinking option thinking option B sounds real
that's
good.
literally like they literally presented this to Damon, and Damon's
Yeah,
just like, nah, fuck that, somebody's gonna die today. It's like,
right.
fuck that.
And
It's
he
like, all
did it
right,
in such a
dude.
disrespectful way. He was like, he like grabs his fucking throat. He's like, how fucking dare you present me with the
Yeah, yeah.
with the
How
pacifist
dare you
option?
try to be peaceful? You gonna
You
fight me
think I
on
don't
this
kill niggas?
battlefield?
I
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
niggas.
I'm
And
just
then
like,
proceeded
yo,
to
all
get his
right,
ass
bro.
beat by like the fucking 6'5" behemoth on the other side of the wall. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like
with
I
the
wonder how much
weird
regret
bowl
was
cut.
flashing through his eyes
Yeah,
in the moments, you know what I mean? Saved by a
great
falling
episode.
flaming beam, to be honest with you. That's irony at its best. But yeah, I mean it I will say this. I've enjoyed House of the Dragon, not nearly as much as I enjoyed Game of Thrones. Obviously, honestly, not nearly as much as I enjoyed Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh,
Season one
bro, so
was
good,
incredible, but
so good.
I have thoroughly enjoyed it. It's scratched the itch that I've had for those years that we were missing Game of Thrones. It sucks that we're gonna have to wait 2 years to finish this story out, but I really am looking forward to seeing how it all ends. Um, and what part of that George R. R. Martin universe they decide to dip their toes into next.
Um, I mean, just off of the first season of Night of the Seven Kingdoms,
Mm,
just sign me up. I'm all in. I'm
yeah,
all in.
and it's every
Like
year.
the perfect
The thing that
successor
sucks is
to
it's 6 30-minute episodes though. Like that pisses me off. Give me 10.
yeah, nah, stretch we can stretch that out to
You know what I'm saying? Give,
45.
give me 10.
Yeah, we can stretch it out to 45, you know? Give me a little more filler. You could throw some
I
filler
don't
in there
even
for me.
need
I'm good with
longer
that.
episodes. I just want 10
Long.
episodes. Like I don't want
Yeah.
I don't like that if it's gonna be 30 minutes, like I'm totally fine because it's a little bit more comedic. It's not quite, as much gravitas in this. So like I'm fine with doing the shorter episodes, but like give me 10 episodes. Like what is this like a 6 episode miniseries? They
Yeah.
have to be
Tough.
like at least 1 hour long episode. Like we're not doing 6 30-minute episodes. Like what the hell is that? It's 3 hours of TV. Just make it a movie if
I
you're gonna do
think
that.
give me 11 39-minute episodes. I feel like 39 minutes is good because it's like,
Oh, that's
sometimes
nice.
it's like, all right, I don't know if I have like the stamina to watch a full hour show.
Mm,
And like 30 minutes kind of maybe does feel like, okay, like, did I get enough? But 39 minutes is like, there's still a three. So I feel like, oh, okay, it's short, but it's 39. So it's closer to 40, which is like, oh, okay, like I'm actually getting quality. Like you could pack a lot in the 39 minutes. Like that's really where they need to be aiming, to be honest. Like 39 minutes, boom, we in and out. Like, we get some funny, got egg making jokes, like everybody's just having a good time. We're just walking around, just your average hedge knight, just living the
right.
dream.
And he's
That's
got his
it.
own sigil now. It's great. They're walking the path
Yeah.
of knighthood and just being, faithful servants. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what season 2 is gonna bring in that show. But to what we were talking about or what we planned on talking about off top, and we sort of alluded to it early on during the intros, Spider-Man Brand New Day, which just breaking box office record after box office record. And just I get it, Avengers Endgame made a couple of more million towards that 2 3 billion dollar threshold that they're trying to hit. That was the culmination of 1.5 decades of storytelling, and it was also an ensemble movie. This is a Spider-Man movie, heavily featuring Spider-Man and only Spider-Man, and it's still doing those same numbers. So, like, put some respect on the GOAT Spider-Man, and that would be Tom Holland. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of this Tobey Maguire truther stuff. He was a good Spider-Man. There were good movies, but I mean, Tom Holland is proven through without a shadow of any doubt. He's cleared every hurdle. He's got the
Mm.
dramatic chops. He's got the comedy chops. He's more athletic than Tobey Maguire was. Um,
Mm.
I mean, it, it is what it is. Like his Spider Man. I feel like has gone through it and given us so much more. I feel like, and the fans receive it even a little bit better. Everybody's going to be like more beholden to the first. Like with this new X-Men movie that's coming out and the future of the X-Men in the MCU, they're eventually going to have to get a Wolverine in here that's not um
Hugh
what's his
Jackman.
name? Hugh Jackman, but
I actually don't
everybody's
think
gonna
that they're
hold
like I don't even think you could do that. I think there may be
no, it's not gonna
some
be in this
pushback.
first X-Men movie. I think they're gonna do the original, the core five, the originals like Angel, Beast, Jean Grey, Cyclops, um, and Rogue or whoever. But I do think that eventually, if you're going to continue, like you can't tell 2 3 X-Men stories or have 2 or 3 X-Men movies without bringing Wolverine and Magneto into the
I don't
fold.
think you could
So
do one movie without Wolverine, but I mean, how do
I
you
think you
find
can.
somebody to play
They're
Wolverine?
gonna find a way because it's
Yeah.
it's too soon. And Hugh Jackman just came back with Deadpool and Wolverine, which did crazy numbers. I think it's too soon for the fans to just accept. someone else as Wolverine, I feel like it would just invite too much negativity. And they do. There are X-Men
Yeah,
stories that don't include Wolverine. It was just when Hugh Jackman took over that role, he just brought a certain level that no one was really expecting from, at the time, the guy from Swordfish. You know what I mean? Like they
yeah.
just didn't have a whole lot of
It's like
expectation there.
it's like
He's
trying
a
to replace
Broadway
Derek
actor.
Jeter, you know?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, he's a
it's just
okay.
impossible. You can't replace Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter
You
was
could
the
bring in
fucking
somebody
Gatorade
like
National High School Player of the Year. Okay,
yeah.
high expectations. I want to hear the Derek Jeter underdog story.
Well, I'm just saying, like trying to replace Derek Jeter is tough. You have a guy
Well,
who
not when you have a half black. Like, is George Lombard half black?
he is half black. He
There you
is.
go. This is
He
another
is.
biracial
But
angel.
hey,
That's how you replace
but
him.
we had to live through. We had to live through fucking Anthony Volpe
Good
thinking he
player.
was Derek Jeter with his
My
noodle
favorite
arm.
Yankee, Anthony Volpe.
you know? So we
What
had
a
to live we
yank.
had we had to live through that for a little bit, we had to live through a couple iterations of not Derek Jeter before we got to George Lombard, who I may rename my son after him.
Who you?
Um,
So who? Real quick on the Anthony Volpe front.
yeah,
What would your reaction be in the dugout if one of your teammates wasted not one but two of your both?
dog,
I should say of your pitching
dog,
challenges in his first at bat,
and then
and then
just
you just don't
laughed.
have any more for this game.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah, then
like,
just laughed it off like ha 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 ha. Ha.
I'd be like, that's why your ass is down here, fucking AAA, buddy.
Yeah, I feel like
'Cause-
he just wouldn't make it. They'd be like,
yeah,
you'd have to go on a AAA IL stint because I'm gonna hit you with the baseball bat. Because like, what are you
yeah,
doing?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Getting hit with the baseball by your own teammate would be insane,
That would be
and well
hilarious. Or
deserved.
like if the other team is like, hey, would you mind like just
You
plucking
mind
this
just
guy?
like hitting them? Yeah, just
Yeah,
like don't make it too like aggressive, because
yeah.
but
Don't make it
just
overly obvious, but if you want to
plunk
like
them. Yeah, just
throw it
plunk
at
them.
his hip, that'd be great. Yeah.
Oh man, what a guy! I feel bad for him. Tough, tough.
You
But
don't feel bad for him, and it's fine. You shouldn't have to.
back to Spider Man. It's crazy that it made $2 billion. Not crazy like
Yeah.
unbelievable, but like it's just impressive that it made $2 billion. I
Groundbreaking.
I I hear you on the Tom Holland thing. I think
Ugh,
it's almost one of those things
2023.
where it's like you kind of have to just say that Tom Holland is the best one, because how many people have done Spider Man this many times in a row? And all the movies have been entertaining. Um, Spider Man 3, tough.
I mean, Tom
Um,
Holland's never done this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
never happened.
just
Just doesn't happen. And this is a guy who played Billy Elliot when he was a kid. So, if anybody was going to dance like a weirdo in the New York streets, it would be Tom Holland. So,
yeah,
the fact that he hasn't done that is honestly a feather in his cap.
I agreed. Spider Man 3 till still to this day, it's just like I accept it, but coming off of Spider Man 2, which personally for me is the best of all of them,
Mm.
um, just tough. It's just a bad beat, just an automatic bad beat. But I did enjoy this movie a lot. I think a lot of y'all hyped it up like kind of crazy. So I went in with like
Mm.
expectations that like I was gonna see something that like blew my mind, like on the level of like Dark Knight. Like when I was in the theater watching Dark Knight, I
Mm.
actually stood up and gave a standing ovation. like
No,
like I was like
the
literal
stories.
like literal standing ovation after the movie
Yeah,
ended.
no.
Just
Like the stories coming out of Dark Knight, like when I went to go see Dark Knight in the movie theaters at home, Holiday Cinema in Newport, Rhode Island, or Middletown, Rhode Island. I'm sitting in there. By the way, everybody dressed as the fucking Joker because at this point Heath Ledger
mhm.
had already came out that he had died, so everyone knew it was his last role. So when they're coming in dressed up, they're all dressed as the Joker. When he came in and it was like did the magic trick with the disappearing pencil,
Yeah.
audible gasp, and then roaring cheers in the middle of like through everybody else in the movie theater. And the only other time that that's ever happened was Avengers Assemble, like
Yeah.
2 decades later. You know what I'm saying? Like it chills, just chills.
Yeah. So that was kind of going in. I was like kind of had that. And I don't I really tried my best like not to um read or like I don't even like I'm on the point where I don't watch teasers or trailers anymore because I'm like this is gonna throw me off. and like I'm going to put too much into it. And this is a me problem. This is not anyone else like doing anything wrong. But yeah, I think I went into this one just everyone giving it so much praise that I was just like, okay, like let's see what's up. And it was fantastic. But I think I was like, sometimes you just expect like this is just gonna be like this like thing that kind of jumps out and they're like, whoa, like I can't believe that this happened at this point. And like there wasn't really that moment. It was just like really good start to finish.
Yeah.
There was no spike. There was no like, oh, I can't believe when that part happened. Um, but overall, like definitely like worth making $2 billion in terms of this movie. And like, dare I say, maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but like gives me some hope that maybe Marvel's not dead. Now, granted, like going back to the well of Spider-Man, it's like it doesn't that doesn't really save you for all the other stuff. But
Plus, it's also like a shared property with Sony. So, Sony still has the rights. They're basically just licensing it out to Marvel
yeah,
to
I give
allow him to
Sony
be part of the
zero credit
MCU.
for anything, period,
That's a
except
good
for
point.
being smart enough not to sell the
Yeah.
rights to the movie.
Good point.
Other than that,
Fair.
like, yeah, like same
Yeah.
thing with like if they do an X-Men movie and like it's great, I'm giving Sony zero credit.
Yeah.
Like y'all
Also,
didn't
just
do
one time for
shit for 30
Destin
years.
Daniel Cretton. He's had two swings at doing Marvel movies. This is the first Spider-Man movie that was not done by the same director for the first three. Whose name's escaping me obviously right now. I'll give him his credit in a minute, but Destin Daniel Cretton, who did Shang-Chi, directed
Loved
this
it.
movie.
Yeah.
And the one thing I knew going into this movie was that the fight sequences
Oh
would
my God.
be
Dog.
outstanding, and
Oh
boy, they
my
did not
God.
disappoint.
Like I don't remember even like exactly where this one was. Were they in a hallway or some shit? Where it just like they kind of did something similar to what they did in Shang-Chi when he was fighting on the bus, where it was like upside down, like type
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, no, the fight scenes in this were off the charts, like off the freaking charts, which is weird for me to say. Like I was like, oh, like it was just solidly good all the way through. Like there were no spikes.
Mm.
The fight scenes were definitely all phenomenal, but yeah, like I like I'm glad that with the story. Like I'm glad what they did, in terms of like, okay, we need to find a villain that's like going to make people be like, "Oh shit, how's Spider-Man gonna get out of this one?" And they
Mm.
did. Like they basically flipped it and was just like, "We're gonna take turn a hero into a villain, and make them the villain for most of the story until we realize that like, oh, actually, the villain was right under your noses the whole time." And it's like,
Right.
"Oh, you guys got
Yeah.
me. Uh, I kind of
Classic red
felt it.
herring
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of felt it, and you
It hurt
guys
that it
got
had
me."
to be a black guy. It did. It did hurt a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
but
gonna
more
lie.
believable though, because I was just like, "Oh, okay, yeah,
Mhm.
okay." Like, because I was on his side. I'm like, black man, doing his thing. Like, he's just trying to keep the
Yeah.
streets safe. All of a sudden, we find out that he's a sicko, just
Right.
killing children.
A little bit sadistic, that one. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
A little
just a smidge,
bloodthirsty.
just a smidge.
Just a little
But
touch.
dude, I do want to see it again. Like, I definitely want to see it one more time,
Mhm.
before it gets out of the theaters. I imagine that this one's probably going to be in the theaters for a while, because they're just like, hey,
Yeah.
let's see if we can get to 3 billion.
I wouldn't be surprised to see this one still in theaters like well into August, maybe even into September, like one screen. Like if you have like a 24 screen multiplex, just like, hey, we're out of IMAX now, but if you haven't seen it still and it's like August 25th, 26th, go ahead and go check it out on this screen. Maybe even into Labor Day. I think Labor Day weekend's probably the last weekend that you'll get to see this in theaters before they pull it. And maybe they re-release it
Yeah,
before Doomsday or something like that to get people excited again. But nah,
this
just
feels
just
this feels like one where they could be like, hey, like, remember that movie you loved? It's
yeah.
back. It's like,
It's
oh
kind of like
shit,
yeah, because it's
October.
like what they did with Titanic. Back in the day, like Titanic was in theaters for like 3 months. Like they didn't pull it. They were like, it's still making money. Why would we pull
All
this?
movies, yeah. This is
Yeah.
movies just used to be in the theaters for
Movies used to be in
forever.
the theater for way longer. It wasn't like a
Yeah,
1 month to see this movie or 2, 3 weeks to see this movie in theaters, and then we're just gonna pull it and put it on streaming. It was like, no, the movie goes up. depending on how, good the buzz is, that'll depend on how many different screens the studio pays for it to be on, and then if it continues to perform, it's going to continue to be in theaters because that's how the studio is going to make their money. So this one, I think they're in a rush to get this one on Disney Plus. I think that they're going to let this one continue to slow burn until it feels like it's not worth taking up the screens. And it's not like they have any movies that are immediately on the horizon that are going to kick it out of two or three screens in your
I was thinking
standard
that, yeah.
multiplex. So yeah, it's just a really good time, and maybe that also goes into releasing the movie when they did, because now they can just kind of like let it eat for a couple of extra weeks here, just kind of buy some extra time. Clayface doesn't even come out until what, like October. So um yeah, this is it's definitely an achievement. It's good to see that Marvel can still do this. I get what you're saying about the overhype situation. What I'll say is, because I'm one of the people that was hyping it. It's really just, it finally gave me what I really wanted out of a Spider-Man movie. It was a street level Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Um, it gave Tom Holland something to actually do besides like just wanting to be accepted by his big bro or by his father figure, Tony Stark, or whatever it is. Like this was an adult Spider-Man that was dealing with adult problems that like everybody deals with. Like, who am I after graduation? Like,
Yeah.
that's a real thing. You might graduate and move into the working sector and move away from your friends, or your friends might, you know, pass you by, or maybe they still have a couple more semesters to finish up of school, whatever it is. And like, you have this crazy FOMO because here you are, working this 9 to 5, and don't even know your neighbors, because you just don't have the time to get out and meet anybody, or you don't really feel motivated to go out and do anything. And you're just kind of living vicariously through the people who you used to spend, random Thursday nights with, just hanging out and playing spades. And like that's something that I feel like a lot of us can relate to. And
Yeah.
it just turned all of those things into a superhero problem. And it really brought, even from an emotional level, all of the issues that this super powered young adult is dealing with, that he has dealt with since, he was like 16 years old. It brought it to a ground level in the most fantastic way. And it did get a little bit dusty in that scene on the Punisher's yacht, or a little like boat hideaway place with
Yeah.
him and Zendaya. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Nah, I their chemistry was really good too. I enjoyed the 2 of them just kinda going back and forth, uh, and him being like, "Yeah, you should get rid of your boyfriend," and, like, that whole thing. Um, yeah, the premise was definitely more close to I the first 2 Spider-Man movies with, uh, just the way that he's just like, "Okay, like, I'm not in high school, like, I'm living on my own." Obviously, Aunt May is, unfortunately no longer with us, so it's a little bit different because he's not going back and, like, checking on someone or, like, taking care of someone. He also doesn't have a job, so there's that.
Yeah,
Um,
weird that he can afford that kind of apartment with no job. You know what I mean?
yeah. Granted, it's an apartment that apparently just has asbestos, and, this is just like I was like, "Alright, yeah, I guess."
It's
Love
like,
love a stereotypical New York City
yeah.
apartment.
If we're
Um
suspending disbelief for a minute, yeah.
Yeah, 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 but, no, I agree. I thought the premise was really good. Also, my favorite part of the movie is just when they fucking drop, uh, Tame Impala in the middle of him going into that party. I was just like, "Damn, this where I'm in." I'm all the way in. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a loser. He's got no one. He's just going to somebody else's party that they don't even fucking know him.
With
He's just celebrating
flowers,
with
by the way.
flowers. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, just yeah,
Like,
it's fantastic. That was a
stranger at a
fantastic
party with flowers. It's like, it's not weird
yeah.
at all. So
Yeah. Nah, it's good stuff. Like I'm again, I'm still not gonna watch any trailers. I haven't seen a trailer. I've seen maybe one teaser for Doomsday, but
mhm,
I am actively avoiding all Doomsday related stuff because
mhm,
I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm skeptical. I liked Fantastic Four, but I wasn't
mhm,
like convinced after watching Fantastic Four that like we're like on solid footing from the Marvel
mhm.
universe. standpoint. But after watching Spider-Man, I'm like, okay. And I don't even know if there's like a tie-in because like the end credit scene, if I was like, all right, I kind of sat here for all that. Like at least, at least I gave
Yeah.
the props to the third VFX guy because this is fucking bullshit. But
Right. This
but
is basically just like a digital fucking little wink wink type
yeah,
situation, and
yeah.
then
It
you're
was like,
like,
give me a
"Which
little
movie is this
something.
for? Is this Secret Wars or is this Doomsday?" Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
what
It
are we
was just
doing
like
here?
Spider-Man will return. It's like, all right, cool. Is
Right.
he returning his own movie? Like, whatever, cool.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, whether this is tied into it or not, I'm just like, okay, clearly we can still do. And I felt the same way about. I should say that I also felt that way about Thunderbolts. Like after watching Thunderbolts, I was like, okay, we can still do some stuff. Like there's something still good here. It just doesn't necessarily make me entirely sure that it's gonna be good when they try to like do the mega team up, right? And like that's the hard part, and that's the thing that they did so well for would you say like a decade and a half,
Mhm.
um, and like yeah, we took it for granted. Like we just assumed that they would just always be able to do the mega team up, and like it was just always going to be great, and like that chemistry is just hard to sort of find, and it's hard to keep that kind of going movie to movie. So yeah, we'll see. But I am much more. I feel a lot better about the fact that like Doomsday could be good, and still gonna avoid as many things as I can possibly avoid. But I'm going in with an open heart, you know.
Yeah, just, go in there with lower the expectation, just go in there looking to have a good time at the movie
Yeah.
theaters. I think if there is anything that Marvel has gotten back, into our good graces with, it's they have earned, um, the benefit of the doubt back. I don't think that they're all the way back in terms of the have you at the edge of your seat or what'll they
Mhm.
think of next or, changing the game. It's hard to change the game as many times as they did and then continue to push the envelope. It is. They did so much in that Infinity Saga to change the whole entire landscape of movie going, of comic book movies, of comic book heroes, of star building. Like, just pick it. Reclamation projects like Robert Downey Jr., star building like Tom Holland, um, you know, giving people second at bats at heroes like Chris Evans, who flamed out, for lack of better word,
Literally, yeah.
pun intended,
Yeah,
as the Johnny for the Fantastic Four, but was a great Captain America. You know what I mean? And like the way that they were able to just be so patient with the characters. Like I was unaware of who Bucky was
mm,
in the Captain America story. I wasn't super familiar with the Captain America comics or anything like that. So, just with Bucky being his friend and sidekick and the guy that he goes to save and that tragically dies at the end of the first movie, or so you think, to becoming, a Thunderbolt slash new Avenger, and he's the Winter Soldier, and he's the villain of the second Captain America movie or whatever. And it's like those types of things is some other movies might try and jam pack that into a 2.5 hour movie. But what Marvel did was like, no, we trust the people that are coming to these movies to understand and know who James Buchanan Barnes is. And we want to build the character of Bucky so you can go along on this journey with Steve. And I think they're starting to get back to that.
yeah,
And they're like, look, this is Peter Parker in this new world post Tony Stark, and he's got to figure it out, and he's alone, and he's going through the metamorphosis, and his body is like betraying him, and he's working with this detective and trying to solve street level crimes and do the thing that Tony had been trying to get him to do for three whole movies, and he's finally doing it, and he's learning how to just be a street level hero and to save his community before he goes trying to beat aliens and save the world again. And so I'm intrigued greatly by what just their ability to capture that in this movie will mean
mhm,
going forward. But I can't just act like the last 3-4 years didn't happen.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like as you were talking, it made me think like the Chris Evans thing was a great example of like there was like a lot of flops in there,
Mhm.
and like we allowed them to because we didn't they had not yet institutionalized this entire thing. We could easily just be like, "Yeah, Fantastic Four sucked, but like I'm gonna go see whatever the next thing is," and like we could just move on to the next thing. Um, Still understanding that the movie sucked and like it just didn't do it, but like fine. And then they had a string of hits, and then it's like, okay, well, you can't have any more flops, right? Like if you have a flop, then like it just the pressure of constantly hitting a home run every single time you come up, it's just tough. It's just tough to do. Like,
Mhm.
you know, obviously they also, I think they just tried to expand things too much and it just, it's too many shows.
Mhm.
Like to me, What If was like sensational. It was so good. But
Yeah.
like there had so many other shows that Loki, obviously, um,
WandaVision
uh,
was good too.
WandaVision was unbelievable. But all those things were coming off of the heels of something that was already successful. And like
Yeah.
once they kind of tied up those loose ends, it was just like, all right, like let's try to do something else. And like
Yeah,
it was
Falcon
just
and the
like,
Winter Soldier, to name one
yeah, it was
specifically, was kinda like, "Eh."
yeah, could have. I mean, it's weird to say that it could have been a movie, but it could have been a movie. Like,
Yeah.
did we need 6 episodes of
Honestly, it
that?
might have
Maybe not.
been better as a movie because you have to pare some of those storylines down a little bit and
Yeah, yeah, and like tighten it
scrap some
up,
things. Yeah,
tighten it up. So,
I
I
agree.
mean, yeah, it is funny that like their failures in the past were just like, whatever. And now, like, if they do something and it like doesn't hit, it's like, is Marvel done? It's like maybe we could probably pump the brakes on that.
Right.
But there definitely has been a feeling I would say pre Thunderbolts for sure, um, and definitely pre Spider Man New Day that like, I mean, yeah, we're watching these, but like, we're not getting what we were getting from them before, and
Mhm.
I don't know that we're getting from them now what we were getting, say 2015, but I think
Mhm.
what we're getting is definitely better than what we were getting like 3 years
Yeah, I
ago.
mean, to make a basketball analogy of this, is it's kinda like what happened with the Golden State Warriors. You have the towards the end of the, of Mark's reign as the head coach of that team, in like that 2014, not 2014, that 2011,
It was
2012. Like, remember
2014.
when he dubbed Steph and Clay the best shooting
Oh
backcourt
yeah,
of all
yeah, yeah, yeah,
time, and
yeah,
he came up with the Splash Brothers and all that stuff, and people just forget because Steve Kerr took them to the next level. So Steve Kerr comes in, he takes them to the next level, they win a championship. Um, Playing this brand of basketball, that famously Charles Barkley said would never work. Jump shooting teams don't win
yeah,
championships because eventually
yeah,
those shots don't fall. Well, when you have two generational shooters like that and an unselfish superstar like Draymond Green, who's willing to do the dirty work and also get these guys a ball in advantageous situations, um, you can win a championship, and they won. And just the feeling in Oracle Arena back when they were still playing in Oakland. Like, I remember I was still at ESPN at the time, and I was like, it made it to one of my bucket list items. Like, I have to go and see this Warriors team play in Now, I never got a chance to do that. Um, but like, that's how serious it was when you were watching this team rise up, and then they get to that mountaintop, and then now they're bringing KD in because they just lost to LeBron and they win back-to-back championships, and now they're playing, they move to San Francisco or wherever it is, and they're in Silicon Valley and they're in the Chase Center, and it's not the same. And it's like, I don't know, they might have lost their edge, and they do a couple of years where they're not really making the playoffs, they're kind of losing in playing games or whatever. And Steph has got 3 rings, but he's never won Finals MVP, and like, he's good,
four.
but where's the well, no, I
Oh,
mean
sorry, this is
before
pre.
he
Oh, my fault, my
right,
fault.
yeah,
I'm jumping the
pre,
gun.
and
Yeah,
then boom, fourth ring happens.
yeah.
Steph Curry gets his Finals MVP, and they've stamped the legacy. And I think with this Marvel situation, it's like they're coming up and they're building, and they're
Mm,
reclaiming careers like Robert Downey Jr., and they're creating stars, like a Tom Holland, and they're lifting up people that maybe might have been overlooked, and Scarlett Johansson's and Chris Evans is getting a second chance to be a superhero and to maybe do it right this time, and they're making they're building out a whole universe and giving a guy like Chris Hemsworth, you know, his defining role for his whole career. Was like he will be remembered as Thor.
Yeah.
In hopefully a long, long time from now, when they're playing his in memoriam, like they're going to be people that look up and see his visage, and it's going to be a shot of him, with the Thor hammer, or the axe. So, um,
Well
it's
thought.
like they went through their moment of dip, of
Yeah.
doubt, of can they still do it? And I feel like Brand New Day is it's not quite that Steph championship ring, but it's like
It's like
you're
beating the
getting
Nuggets in
there.
the first round.
You're getting close. And Doomsday is their
Yeah.
opportunity. Doomsday will
To
let
win
you
the fourth
know, is
ring.
like,
Yeah.
can they do it again? Or has it passed them by? Because I think you get to a point where sometimes you're chasing it a little bit, as a franchise. And it's like when you're building Marvel, you're like, well, let's take these shots. Let's
Yeah.
give this guy a chance to redeem himself and to redeem his career, and to show that he can be a tentpole type of actor. Um let's do a movie about these four crazy alien people and a talking raccoon. Let's do that. Let's Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, we'll greenlight that. We'll put this fun, funky director James Gunn on it. He's really good and he loves his animals and stuff. He can make something happen, and we'll attach Bradley Cooper to it, the guy that plays in The Hangover. We'll put him on it. But the most handsome actor built to the movie, we're not going to put him on screen. We're going to make him the CGI raccoon. So it's like they're taking these chances and doing these things, and then they get to a point and like, now what are they doing? Who's the hottest actor? Pedro Pascal. We're gonna make him Mr. Fantastic. We're like, oh, you want to see Jim from The Office play Mr. Fantastic in a little cameo? We'll do that too. And it's like you're chasing it and you're not trying to build. So I like the casting of X-Men. I think shows that they understand the error of their ways, and it's like, let's just get back to putting the best people in position. And at the end of the day, if the best woman to play Storm is a Broadway actress that no one's heard of and has no IMDb credits, let's show them why Maya Bond is the best fucking Storm that you'll ever got. All due respect to the great Halle Berry, but let's just see. And
Yeah.
I'm interested to see.
We'll see. We will definitely see. If this is their fourth ring, that would be awesome. Um, I think it's they're due for a little renaissance. And now that we've seen them sort of kind of make some joints that it's just like, damn, I can't even I can't even pretend that that was good. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we've seen them at their low, so it's like, all right, like now it's like, all right, we know how
What do you
bad it
think
could
was their
be.
low?
Oof. I hate to say it, but it's a tie between Marvels and um what was the Doctor Strange?
Multiverse of
Uh
Madness?
that shit was ass cheeks, bro. That was such a bad movie. It was just so bad.
Yeah.
Like it there's like a point where it like really just jumps the shark and it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, I've
You know
had
what's
enough.
crazy? I was thinking that in my head until the next thought popped in, and you know what it was? It was the moment that Falcon became Captain America in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that first Captain America suit that he had, and it was like, to me, I don't think it gets any lower. I That shit
Wow.
looked like fucking Burger King toy bullshit that we used to get, when the first run of back when Michael
Yeah,
Keaton
yeah,
was still playing Batman. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck are they doing to Anthony Mackie in his career?
I
Like,
didn't hate
why
that
would
one
they
as
do that?
much, but I respect it as a choice for sure. It certainly wasn't their high point.
Yeah, it's fair.
Certainly was not their high point. Neither was them just completely destroying Harrison Ford's acting career and having him play Red Hulk. That also wasn't great. Quite disappointing how that one turned out.
Yeah, it's
We could have had
unfortunate.
something great, but hey, we don't have to talk
He
about all
still
that
has
stuff.
Shrinking. Harrison Ford's doing
Love
just
him in
fine.
Shrinking. He's great in Shrinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that stuff because they got a hit. They got a $2 billion hit,
They do.
So we just celebrate the
Big
hits,
up to
baby.
Tom Holland, man. Shout out to him.
Just celebrate the hits.
Shout out to him. Let's talk about another superhero hit on the other side of the comic book stratosphere. Lanterns. I know I
Mm.
had been talking to you about it last night. Got you to pop your head in and check out the premiere episode. Tell me what you think.
Well, I told you this via text. I
Yeah.
was like, "Damn, I did not know Aaron Pierre was British." Like, I was watching the post, like, breakdown or whatever,
Yeah.
and he started talking. I'm like, "I'm sorry, is this nigga from where's this guy from?" It's like, "What?
It's
Thought
a
he
little
was
disappointing. A
I
little
thought he was
piece of
from
you
New
dies
Orleans."
when you hear it.
I thought you was
Yeah.
from New Orleans, boy. What? Come on, man. Damn. They're taking our jabs.
Yeah. You say football, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. You guys are taking our jabs. Every time I turn around, one of you British actors is taking our
Right.
American jabs.
Everybody's worried about Mexico.
Yep,
It's the Brits. It's the
it's the
Brits.
Brits. They got it on lock. This show is gonna be great. Like, it's gonna be legit great. Uh, I've been a fan of Kyle Chandler since Early Edition. Shout out to all my folks who used to watch Early Edition on CBS, where he would get the newspaper a day ahead, and he'd have to like try to save people from like what's coming. And he had a cat.
This is news to me. I
Oh
feel
my
like I
god,
have to check
it
this
was
show
such
out.
a great show. It was very wholesome as well. Like, it was like,
Yeah. I mean,
like no
it's
one was
Kyle
getting like
Chandler. Of course
shot or
it's
like,
wholesome.
yeah, he had like a blind he had like a blind sidekick, some black woman who
So
was like
his man in
blind.
the chair was a blind person. Got it.
Exactly, exactly. And she was a black woman, you know what I'm saying? So it was very forward thinking.
His person in the chair, not man in the chair.
Yes,
There you go.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And it was in Chicago, which I feel like Chicago always like makes for a great, setting for a TV
Right.
show or a movie.
Midwest, literally
Yeah,
right there in the middle. So,
yeah. But big city, second city.
hmm
So shout out to Kyle Chandler. Obviously, you know, uh,
Coach Taylor, clear as full
come on,
hearts.
can't lose.
Can't lose.
But yeah, he's just like he just comes in and it's just like he's just on one. I'm like, this is great. Sign me up. It's got that.
He's throwing heat and
Yes.
he's just doing the Kyle Chandler thing where it's like he's pulling you in because he's just so damn cool and endearing
Yeah.
while also being like a prickly asshole dad type of situation slash like mentor,
Yeah.
whereas like he gives you just enough to like know he knows his shit and knows what he's talking about and like to want to show like that you can keep up with him. But then he's also the kind of asshole is like, oh, you think it's smart to go and tell the officer that you think this guy's stupid? Go ahead. Go tell them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And watch the guy run off because he spooked him because the 6'4" black guy came running down the bleachers to go tell the
Bro.
principal. You know what I
Can we
mean?
talk about his running first of all? I mean, if they do a Terminator
That
2
nigga
remake,
looks fast as shit. Like I
he
don't know if
has to
he
play
is.
T1000. He has to play T1000. He
I
did. He
just
literally was doing the T1000
Yeah,
arms. I
I need
actually
to see him racing iShow speed because, like, honestly, I he looks
my
he
money's
looks
on Aaron
really
Pierre.
fast.
My
Yeah,
money's on Aaron Pierre.
great. You know how hard it is to look cool when you're running?
Yeah. Difficult.
I
Difficult.
mean,
As someone who ran frequently,
right.
competitively, I don't think I ever looked cool doing it.
Yeah, no, it's just, I've played sports almost my entire life, and I can say without beyond any shadow of any doubt, I probably never looked cool running, especially when I'm running with purpose and not like
Yeah.
just kind of that like fake run
That
so
fake
that coach
jog.
doesn't
Yeah.
think you're
Yeah. Yeah.
slacking and shit like
Yeah.
that. The real run when you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I really
The
gotta
full
catch
on
up.
sprint.
Full
Yeah.
on
The full
sprint.
on sprint and look
I'm
cool
trying to
doing
beat
it.
out a
Nah.
grounder to third base so that I can, get an infield single type of run.
Yeah. It's
And
tough.
he just looks like a fucking leading man the whole time while maintaining perfect running form and also looking fast. Like it doesn't even look like they had to speed it up to make him look quicker. Like, no, he looked like he probably runs it, maybe not a 4.2, but 4.5, 4.6.
Yeah, I give him a 4.5.
Yeah.
Definitely give him a 4.5. Yeah, like as he's chasing dude down, like you believe like he could catch this guy.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
so yeah, I shout out to Aaron Pierre for the physical aspect of it. This is another situation where like I did not do any like research. I'd been seeing people talk about lanterns.
Mhm.
I think I may have caught a teaser here or there, but like was didn't do any research, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I just watched. Um, and yeah, I mean, for a pilot episode, like I don't think you could have done any better than they did. Just like pulling people in and like if you didn't know that this was a comic book show or like that there's aliens and all that stuff, I think you'd probably watch the first like 20 minutes and just be like, "What's going on here?" Like, I think I'm intrigued and like I want to keep watching. I might not really know the story or like a whole lot of it. I mean, there's a black man shooting apples off his son's head. It's like this looks
Insane.
crazy.
Insane stuff.
This
You
looks
know what I mean?
crazy. I'll give it
Insane
another
stuff.
10 minutes.
Right. You know,
Like,
and you see like it's like the subtle storytelling of it too, where it's like as he's lifting the apple, you see the close-up shot of the shed with the multiple bullet holes
mhm,
leading up to, where the son's head is. So you can kind of see like this isn't the first time that he's done this. This is something that he's always done with his son. And you can see how comfortable that a young John Stewart is just putting the apple on his head and the trust that he has. And you could see like this is part of their as sick and twisted and sadistic as it is, but it just adds another layer to the storytelling. And they don't have to show a montage of him doing it. It's like a small subtle thing
mhm.
that you could watch it once and catch it, or you could not catch it at all and still kind of get the same vibe. And it's stuff like that when they do things in TV. It's I love stuff like that, and I think you hit it right on the head. You don't have to be a comic book nerd to enjoy this show, I don't think, because it's not like they're holding strictly to a specific story in the Green Lantern universe. I don't think there is a story where Hal Jordan dies. So they're kind of taking liberty with some things here, but they have the ethos of how Hal Jordan got it. Well, Abin Sur gave him, the ring chose him. It was Abin Sur, and he died and made Hal Jordan, who was a test pilot or whatever it is, without fear and all those things. And like
Mhm, mhm.
all of that is there. And then from Hal Jordan to John Stewart, great. All of that is part of the Green Lantern ethos. With that, we're going to give you this story using the characters from this DC comic and using their background and their history and how they got there. We're going to go ahead and play in the mud here a little bit and create our own type of story. And I'm really intrigued to see where it goes over the next 7 episodes.
Yeah, I heard somebody say that it was True Detective but with aliens and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
this is it's kind of
I
trending
think
that
people
way."
forget how good the first season of True Detective was. I think that's a little lofty, but it's
Trust me. Trust me. I've never
yeah,
forgotten. And the
yeah,
thing is I haven't actually rewatched it. I don't even need to rewatch it because
me
it
either.
was so good that
I'm never gonna watch it again.
it's like
Not that first
seared
season.
into my brain.
Rust Cole,
Um,
that was a tough watch because that first season it was like I don't even
crazy.
think I watched any subsequent seasons. Like there was the next season with like Vince Vaughn and Rachel McAdams and
So
stuff, and I was
terrible.
like,
So terrible. The
I
one with
couldn't even
Mahershala
watch.
Ali was pretty good though.
I just
It was
couldn't.
like it wasn't as good as the original, but it was decent.
I couldn't watch it. Not even. I don't even. I'm hearing you say it was good. And I'm have to take. I mean, not good, and I'm gonna have to take your word for it. It was just like it gave you like that uneasy feeling. Like I felt disgusting after watching that first season, but like weirdly in
You
like the
really
best
wanted
way.
to
It was
know
like you
like
just
what's
felt like I
going
was in
on.
that world, but I also
Yeah.
don't ever want to go back. But I'm glad I was a part of it.
Nah, that first season of True Detective is that's the first time where I watched something where I was like, is this the best thing on television?
Yeah.
Like like hands down, like is this the best thing? Like I felt like I was watching the best show on TV. I mean, I kind of felt that way about some other stuff,
Mhm.
maybe later down the line, but like I feel like that was the one where it stood out where it's just like, there's nothing better than this. So yeah, obviously calling it True Detective with aliens is like giving it a high bar.
Right.
But like it is two guys trying to solve crimes, space cops, as they said.
It is a
Um,
little timey-wimey as True Detective was as well.
mhm.
Sometimes it's hard to tell like what part of the timeline you're in. Is it the future? Is it the past? Type of thing. Although they
Yeah.
use year markers in True Detective, there's just kind of like you had to tell by like what stage of deterioration Rust Cole was in. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I don't know if in 2026 anybody's rocking the goatee that my man Aaron Pierre had on,
yeah,
but
haircut was legit though. The fade was
yeah,
tight.
no, the
They got a
fade
black barber
all the
on
way
set,
through. Yeah,
so
the
shout out
fade
to
was
him.
straight all the way through.
Yeah.
Mustache goatee situation as somebody
I
who
also don't
once
think a
had a
military
goatee.
kid get fades that tight. A lot of military niggas cuts don't be that tight. So I don't know what branch of the military he in, but they cuts don't be that.
I can't speak to that. I'd have to.
I've seen military fades. Okay,
Okay, and it's
there's
not.
naval base in Newport where I'm from. Trust me,
Got you.
them niggas fades is not like that.
It's because you're not out there cutting. You gotta
That's what
offer
it
your
is.
services. Yeah.
Hey, hey man, price went up. I got the black gloves and the ring light.
Like, yo, I can fix it, but it's gonna cost you.
It's
You know
gonna
what I'm
cost.
saying? Yeah, because I
It's
gotta
worth it.
undo what old boy did. So I mean,
Right,
that
exactly.
costs.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You get it. It's the price of business.
Yeah. Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Nah, I'm
Nah,
I'm
but
excited, man.
I'm
It's gonna be, what is it? You said 8 episodes?
yeah, I think it's an 8 episode season.
I'm locked in.
Yeah,
I'm locked
I'm
in.
I'm I'm definitely locked in. Great stuff. Shout out to Aaron Pierre. Fuck the Brits. We need some more American heroes though. Like this is
Yeah, with Makai
ridiculous.
Pfeiffer. Get Makai Pfeiffer, yo.
I'm
What's
saying
up?
this is some bullshit. Black Panther is a Brit.
Get Wood Harris, yo. Come on, man.
Green Lantern's a Brit.
Yeah.
All these motherfuckers is British people.
Yeah.
I need
Come
some
on, Daniel
American. But
Kaluuya. Save
Michael
something for the
B.
rest of
Jordan.
us.
You know what? Michael B. Jordan's gonna be Thomas Crown. I mean, not a superhero, but still.
I am looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
As I
I'm
said,
looking forward
I
to that
try
movie.
to avoid trailers, but I saw that and I was like, well, I
Yeah.
got to give this a whirl.
Yeah,
So.
I'm looking forward to it mostly because I've not seen either other version of the Thomas Crown Affair, not the old version and not the Pierce Brosnan version. So I'm looking forward to at least watching the Pierce Brosnan version in anticipation of this movie. So
yeah, I think I've seen bits of the Pierce Brosnan one, but never like start to finish.
yeah, I never even knew what like the premise was until like they were like it was like maybe a couple years ago when it was rumored that Michael B was looking to adapt this um screenplay or script and put his own little spin on it. And I was like, I've heard it sounds familiar, and I had to like look it up. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, Jewel third art thief or whatever it is. But very, very cool. Kind of like almost like a James Bondy type of situation, but not quite James Bond.
Very similar.
Yeah. Okay.
Very, very similar.
No,
I'm down for
with that.
anybody stealing anything and making it look cool. Like that's always a good movie for me.
You're down for black people stealing? Got it.
Hey, shit. Steal from the rich, give to the slightly lesser rich. Works for me.
No, like a Robin Hood, like Robin Hood in the three-piece.
Like Robin Hood for lesser millionaires. I steal from the billionaires and give it to the millionaires. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's steal this basket. Let's dip into some sports here really quickly. So Russell Westbrook, everybody's favorite point guard. No controversy at all in his career. He's just wildly beloved by everybody.
100% approval rating.
Exactly. Russell Westbrook calling the career after 18 wonderful years in this league. He's an MVP. He is a multi-time All-Star, first-team All-NBA player, averaged a triple-double for 3 consecutive years. If I'm not mistaken, was the first player to average a triple-double since Oscar Robertson. So, Robertson, and that was the year that he won his MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Just a hell of a career, and a salute to Russ. Obviously, I've not loved his game for a very, very long time, but I do think like there is no mistaking that nobody in my lifetime has played the game harder than Russell Westbrook. Nobody has given more of themselves on the court and played with more fire and intensity that I've seen than Russell Westbrook, and that is something that can never be taken. And I just hope that in retirement, that people will finally start to give this man his flowers. I know Skip won't, as we have seen, but I hope that the rest of the world and that enjoys NBA basketball will give this man his flowers because he deserves them.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen because there's always that phenomenon that like occurs like as soon as an athlete retires or any like notable figure leaves like whatever they're known for and they move on to like that next phase of their life. Everyone all of a sudden like fondly, or God forbid, person passes away, like everyone just like fondly remembers them.
Starts to romanticize their career and shit.
Yeah. Like unless you like murdered someone or like was like sexual assault or something.
Or like 3 people like Aaron Hernandez. Yeah.
Yeah, but did they deserve it though? It's really the question we should be asking ourselves right now. But but but
What part did they play in their deaths?
yeah,
You know?
exactly. Like, what
Like,
was their role in their own murder?
yeah.
But nah, I feel like with Russ, like I, I swear to God that I've said this. I feel like I said this to Tank. He probably won't remember this, but I feel like I said this to Tank. I remember there was a debate, and this was a short-lived debate because of injury. But I remember that there was a debate between Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook, both drafted around the same time. I think maybe 2 years between the years they were drafted.
Mhm.
Um, and obviously D Rose, like 2011 wins MVP. That same season, I feel like is like OKC. You kind of was like, wait, who's this Westbrook dude? Like he's kind of good. Then 2012 is when the Thunder obviously go to the finals that year. I think that year lockout season. So D Rose, uh, he was already hurt going into the playoffs, and then he tore his ACL, completely messed up. So they didn't have like a ton of games like where they were both like at their peak explosiveness, where
Right.
you could be like, oh man, like they played each other tonight, like who was better. But like the few games that we got, I remember at the time being like, everybody was like, nah, D Rose is better. And I'm like, I don't know, man. This Westbrook dude is like really good. And everyone was just like, you're an idiot. Like, shut your mouth. I was just like,
Mm.
all right,
Well, Derrick
okay,
Rose is still like the youngest MVP ever, and
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
if he never got hurt,
yeah.
is a thing we could do, obviously, for a lot of different reasons. But
Mhm.
if he never got hurt and we had like, from 2010 to 2014, where they were both just like peak, just jumping out the gym, dunking. Like, could you just imagine like I mean, they only play 2 times a year, but every
The
time
most athletic
OKC,
point guards that we've ever had.
by
Yeah.
far the two most athletic point guards we've ever seen in our lives. When he retired, I thought about that. Like, damn, I remember back when like I was telling people like, yeah, like I think he's better than D Rose. And then I think like the last time that I was really like, man, I love Westbrook's game was that year that they got bounced out of playoffs by Dame Lillard. Like I feel like when Dame waved
Oh,
bye
when he
bye,
waved bye bye to Paul George.
I kind of feel like that was
Yeah,
like the
great rest
last little
season.
bit of like, oh yeah, like because like I think that series, I remember he broke out the rock the baby thing, and
Yeah,
he was going nuts, and like they only won one game in that series. They got beat 4-1.
everything went downhill after Pat Bev tried to steal that ball in the playoffs
Well, I think that was
during the
before
timeout.
he won the
MVP.
that was before he won MVP. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
but it's
from a
still
winning
like
standpoint, yeah.
it puts a different chip on your shoulder when you're working back from injury because I think in that specific scenario, if you don't have to miss a season, if you're able to continue to grow with this team and stay in that role and you're not like fighting to get back and prove that you can still be that same athletic monster. Like I mean, who knows?
Maybe.
Um I do like I've had a lot of times that I've enjoyed the intensity that he brings. There are sometimes I feel like maybe he's a little bit too intense. I think my highlight for Russie was the after Nipsey died,
Oh,
the ode to the Rolling 20s. I thought that
rolling
was
60s.
wrote 60 yeah 2020 yeah 2020. Although I think he one category was 21 or something like that, so he kind of
Yeah,
messed it
yeah.
up a little bit. But
It's fine.
yes, I think they forgave him for that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
and in case anybody thought that he didn't do it on purpose, he made it clear in the
He's
post game.
yeah,
He
yeah.
was like 2020. The ones that know. It was like okay, so he did it on purpose. But it was just it just shows the kind of character that he had, and just like such a from everything that you see, good dad, family man, philanthropist, just like really cared about like uplifting kids and doing for the youth. And it's so crazy, like I don't think that I've seen as stark a difference between an on-court persona and like who a
Mm,
person is in like their private lives in
yeah.
a sport like basketball, um in my time covering sports because for he just didn't care what the media thought of him. He was like the quintessential, just like Jekyll and Hyde. When the cameras were on, he was a completely different guy. He was just intense. And obviously there were still times behind the scenes where he was still very intense, but you would think a guy like that is just always on, always put like he just seemed like he had such a tender heart and was just so good with the younger fans and growing the game behind the scenes and
Hmm.
just being a good person in his community. Um, and a guy with those chops accepting his role towards the twilight of his career, it's a hard thing to do. Iverson couldn't do it. And that called his career a little bit earlier. And I know there was some times that he brushed up against it, of course, but
Yeah.
um, that I mean that last year in Sacramento coming off the bench, like that's an incredible thing. And to still, not do it because he's incapable, but to do it because, it's like, look, I get it. This is not my team and I'm just looking to continue to play basketball. And I was just the level of humility it takes for a guy as talented and as decorated as Russell Westbrook. I've just been in awe of him for a long time, even if I haven't always been the biggest fan of him as a player.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's not that many players who are as polarizing as he is. Like, I feel like the NBA now, everybody's so like formulaic and like you know everyone's so corporate and like I guess the closest I could think of, and it really doesn't even compare, but like Ja maybe, where it's like he's just like his own person. You know what I'm
But John's
saying?
just
Like
a fucking moron, though. Like
I
it's
mean, yeah, but I like I'm trying to remove his his
decision making
mistakes
out of
out
it.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I'm just talking about personality wise.
I got you. Yeah,
Like like he is his own person. I mean, I guess you could throw like I don't want to throw Dylan Brooks in there because he's not like a star player, but
right.
like a lot of these like star players are just they're very um they try to do the like, oh, I am corporate and I do, and it's just like Jason Tatum. Like no disrespect to Jason Tatum, but like
Mm,
he's just like he's like very vanilla. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And like Westbrook was like the complete opposite. Like Westbrook is just like I legitimately do not care. And
Yeah,
everybody talks about like, how like, oh, like Westbrook and like, the clothes that he wore like to the game and like, doing the tunnel, the runway thing. Like at the time when he was doing it, everyone was making fun of him. It wasn't until he like was doing it consistently that it was just like, oh, I guess this is what we're doing now. Even though I will say, because people tried to give him credit for like the tunnel walk, it's actually D Wade who like he was really putting that shit on before everybody else was. Russell Westbrook was just wearing like stupid glasses and like funny looking shirts. And then
yeah.
eventually he started putting that shit on. But D Wade, in my opinion, godfather of fashion as far as the NBA is concerned. The modern fashion NBA
Yeah,
wave.
they NBA players, honestly, no nobody have worse fashion sense in my personal opinion
Nah,
than
the
NBA
NFL
players.
players are way worse. NFL
No,
players are way worse.
there's no way.
They're
Because like
it's
a
disgusting.
lot of times, some of the NFL players when they do decide to put that shit on, at least they actually do put that shit on. Like you look at what James Harden be wearing coming to games, the shit Russell Westbrook be wearing coming to games, Dylan Brooks, like some of these dudes, it's ridiculous. LeBron had the fucking short sleeve, shoot suit thing going on where he like tried to make fetch happen one time.
That
I'm like,
was
come on,
fire.
dude.
That
Was
was
it?
fire.
Was it?
It was fire.
I don't think that it was.
You
But
just it might not be your thing, but it was the streets was
listen,
liking it.
let me not talk about my point guard. I get it. He's a good player. And LeBron
He's like,
does
as
have
a
a
matter
good
of
back.
fact, now I think
Yeah.
about it, LeBron does everything perfectly.
He's a great passer. He does dress very, very well. But that wasn't it. That the
Okay,
short
that's
sleeve
fair.
suit was
Hey,
not it.
you can't hit 100% every time. Sometimes
It's
you miss a
fair.
couple. You miss a couple.
Yeah, you
You
know
know,
what? In pursuit of high fashion, you got to take risks. He took a
gotta
risk.
gotta do it. But I will say for the thing that I always appreciate about Russ is that like he just wasn't gonna change, like down to the bitter end. Like that Sacramento year was just not good. And even then, in the midst of them being terrible, he found some way to like try to blame the media for writing about how they weren't good. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
bro, like why is this the hill that you want to die on? But
yeah,
like there's not a lot of players who are so adamant about their principles, right? We don't have a lot of principled athletes, right? Everybody is just kind of
mhm,
willing to sell out for a check. And he's just like, no, actually, I feel this way. And I'm going to argue with the Sacramento Kings beat writers
right.
about why you should be doing X, Y, and Z better. Even
Or
if,
just challenging them in the interviews, like when he
yeah,
said, like, "Oh, you think that we play that trash? Why would you say that?"
because you
Or
guys are
we
trash.
don't like,
Like the
or
answer
you're
was because you
like,
guys are trash.
they played like they didn't want to win. It was like, "Oh, you didn't think that we wanted," like I forget, it was like some specific,
hmm
but he
We
like
talking about the same
called,
thing.
yeah, he called the beat writer out like as they were saying the thing, or as he was trying to ask the question or whatever. And he's not just going to accept that someone
Yeah.
that's writing about him or his teammates, or someone that he cares about in the league or whatever it is. He's not just going to take it that, oh, that's just what they say, and like, oh, you played with a complete lack of effort. It's like, well, no, I'm out here like sacrificing so I can put food on the table for my family, so that I continue to build generational wealth for my family and the generations to come, and to build upon my legacy. I'm not just out here going through the motions, regardless of how you feel about it, or you not agreeing with the way that I do the thing that I do. And I like the fact that he stood on it, even when we think he's dead wrong. And there's been plenty of times that we think he's dead wrong. I just think that there's something beautiful in the fact that he's not beholden to the way that the outside views him. He's not going to just
hmm
accept it. He's gonna be like, no, I'm gonna challenge you on it. And like, even if you think I'm an asshole for how I go about it, even if you think I'm wrong for questioning what you say or for disagreeing with how you feel, and most people agree with you, whatever, that's not gonna stop me from challenging what you have to say. And holding those type of people to account when you say the things that you say, I think is very important, because it's a slippery slope when you let people just say whatever and play around with your name. And he is not one whose name you can play around with. And if you could
Neither
say
was his
anything about
wife.
boy,
Yeah.
leave it
Yeah.
alone. That ain't something you want to fuck with right there. Russ
Yeah.
is not somebody you want to be like. He might wear that funny shit, but don't let that shit fool you. This is a nigga from LA, and you don't want to be caught in the dark alley. He's still 6'3", 200 pounds. I don't know if you've seen 6'3", 200 in person, but ain't no little nigga. So
Yeah. 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 Nah,
yeah, I
you don't.
mean,
You better be ready for
yeah,
for
just
for the smoke with that one.
ain't no gangsters in the NBA, but they still some big motherfuckers. So what I mean. You just
Yeah.
want to tread lightly.
Yeah. You might just get wrestled to the ground, and it's just
You know what
embarrassing
I'm
for you.
saying?
I will say though, I can't remember when this was. Somebody resurfaced this clip. This was a couple months ago, so it was before he retired. But it was a clip of like the Lakers had like won a game, and like Darvin Ham came into the locker room, and he was like, "Yeah, let's just keep being greedy." And LeBron was like, "Yeah, man, let's just keep stacking these wins." And Westbrook was like, he cut LeBron off, and he was like, "But let's also remember to have fun. Like that's the most important part. Let's have
Oh, I
fun." And
remember
somebody's
that
like,
shit.
"This
And that
this
was
is
the
the
last game.
exact moment LeBron was like."
I think that was the last. I think that was the last game he
It's like this is the
played.
exact moment LeBron was like, "Get that nigga off the team, yo." This nigga talking about having fun. I'm talking about winning.
Oh,
Oh
we were
man.
talking about E for effort. Like, nah, I'm not trying to fucking have fun. I want you to hate yourself in victory than have. I'd rather that than you high
Yeah.
fiving after a loss. Fuck that.
But nah, I mean, dude is one of a kind, bro. Like straight up one of a kind. Like the only player I could think of who was actually like happy when KD left because he's like, good, now I can fucking do what I want to
Right,
do.
that's 15 more shots for me. So
Yeah. And he took every single one of them things. He's like, actually, nah, I'm gonna take 13 shots and I'm gonna pass it two more times.
right,
Just so y'all can
get
feel
my
like y'all was
assists up.
balling.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. Y'all better make it too. But yeah, like dog. The only player who would be like, yeah, I'd rather not have Kevin Durant on my team. Like, get that motherfucker out of here so I can hit these
Right.
triple
It's like we
doubles.
don't need Kevin Durant. We got me.
Yeah,
I'm me and Kevin Durant at the same time.
yeah. Also, can we just like I do feel like in this day and age, like he made the triple double so crazy that people just
Mhm.
assume that it was easy. And like I feel like it's not easy to get a triple double.
I think
It's not easy to
neither.
get a triple double, and it's damn sure not easy to average triple double while scoring 30 points a game. I
Like,
understand he had the ball all the time. Like
right,
you
but
still got to be good
then
enough. You know what I
Niggas
mean?
also got to understand. First of all, Big O was 6'5", and he was playing at a time when people weren't as athletic or as big. He's playing at a time where you could probably be like 6'6" and be starting power forward in the league. Across the league. You know what I'm saying? So he's still like probably one of the bigger guys. There obviously we're still 7 footers and things like that. I don't want to
Mhm.
act like he was playing in like the Bob Cousy era, but
But he's beating guards up. I mean, he was playing the Bob
but
Cousy's era. That was his era, the '60s
oh well, I mean, you know what
into
I
the
mean. Like I,
'70s.
I don't want
Yeah,
to sound like he's playing with the fucking Tiny Toons and shit like that. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like there were still big people out there playing the game,
Yeah,
but like it wasn't the behemoths that they're like. To put it in perspective, LeBron James, I say this a lot. LeBron James and Carl Malone are the same size.
mhm.
6'9", 250, 260. Um, they're very different players. If Carl Malone all of a sudden started bringing the ball to the floor instead of John Stockton, you'd probably look at him like he had 9 hands. Well, that's the guy that LeBron is. That's what it is like watching LeBron. So, and that is the era and the quality and the caliber of player that Russell Westbrook is beating for these rebounds and competing with to get these assists and things like that, and having to beat off the dribble and all those types of things to get his scoring up. So it's just so impressive what he was able to do. And I get it, certain nights it might have looked like some stat padding, and maybe there were some stat padding nights,
It was
but
definitely stat padding.
I wanted I grew up watching Ricky Davis for the Cavaliers go to the opposing rim on an inbound pass and intentionally throwing a layup off the side of the backboard to try and complete a triple double as the
Right.
clock wound down. You know what I mean? Like those are the things that I've seen in my time. So I mean, like it wasn't like he was doing shit like that. He was just like,
Yeah.
look, I'm hunting this last assist.
Yeah, you can't stat pad your way to averaging a 30-point triple-double for the
You
season.
just
Like,
can't.
some of
That's
that
that's
is,
not
like,
how it
actual,
works.
just genuine skill.
You
Like
can seek the triple double. You can be like, hey, I have 9 rebounds. I'm going to go hard for the next like 5 or 6 defensive possessions at these long rebounds and stuff, so that I or get my feet in the paint so that I can go and grab this 10th rebound. I'm not going to just let my power forward grab it off the carom. I'm gonna go over there and try and grab a rebound so I can get my triple. There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
I don't think he did anything ever to hurt his team intentionally. I think there are some bad shots that he's taken.
terrible.
Obviously, there have been some
Awful
really
shots.
bad turnovers um, that he has had, and Skip Bayless has had his fun smashing together the low light Russell Westbrook reel in his time with the Oklahoma City Thunder, especially in the post Durant era. But um, I don't think it's ever for lack of trying. I don't think it's ever with malice. I don't think there's ever a time when he's chasing a triple double at the detriment um, of his team or his play out there on the floor. I think it was always within the framework of the game, and like it or hate it, he's always going to give you maximum effort, and he's going to do it with a scowl, and get with it or get out the way.
Who how many players would you say are better than him in his own era?
Um, at the point guard position, or just like overall?
Let's just keep it to point guards because I feel like overall is kinda tough.
Yeah, at the point guard position. If we have to go like just overall, and we don't go because if we go peak, Derrick Rose is better. But if we're just going like just
You think
overall,
peak Derrick
obviously,
Rose better than peak
yeah,
Westbrook?
yeah, I do.
Wow. I totally
There, I
disagree.
mean, peak Derrick Rose is an alien. Like I just don't even understand some of the things that guy. I know because the year that it started to go downhill for him, the year that he really fucked up his ACL was against Philly.
Mhm.
He tore his ACL right on the baseline against the 76ers. The only
But
reason
he
why we
was
won
hurt
that
that whole year,
series.
though. He missed, like, a lot of time that year.
Did he
So
really?
he really only had I mean, they played 6 I was looking this up today. They
Yeah.
played 66 games that season, like,
Oh,
because of
lockout
the
year. Okay.
lockout,
Yeah.
but he only played 39 games in the regular season.
Oh.
So he missed some of the season, came back early, tore his ACL, and then,
hmm
like, after that,
I
he
just
never played.
remembered it watching. I think he was like driving baseline or going
Mhm.
towards the baseline. He tears his ACL right by the baseline.
Yeah.
You could tell in real time, like I'm watching it before they even replay, and you could just see him like ACL.
Yeah.
I just knew it. I was like, or I said he blew out his knee. And I couldn't even be like, I mean, you're never excited for an injury or anything, but like I couldn't even be like, wow, Philly's really gonna have a good chance of winning the series now because you're just like, man, one of the best players in the NBA is out for this series.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I mean, I remember that because Philly ended up going to face Boston the next round and then got their ass beat. So I do remember that happening. But yeah, peak Derrick Rose was incredible. I would go Derrick Rose above him in the peak. Overall, Steph Curry was better. Um, I would put James Harden ahead of him personally.
Mm.
If you consider, I don't know, do you consider James Harden a point guard or where are we putting that?
I kind of don't, but I mean,
Okay.
I mean, I'm good with it because he has played point guard,
Yeah.
but like, I kind of feel like he's more of a two than a one.
Okay.
But
Okay. So would
I mean,
you
like if for the sake of
for this
this
thing?
like
Yeah, we would go
exercise, yeah, I
combo
think he,
guard slash point guard still counts.
yeah.
Um,
Because you could say the same thing about D Rose or Steph Curry if you really wanted to. Which
yeah,
I think both of those guys are point guards, but I could see
100%.
somebody being like
Score
Steph
first
out.
point guards, but they're point guards
Yeah.
nonetheless. Um, Conversely, I don't think Dwayne Wade is a point guard, so I'm not putting him in here. I don't
Yeah,
want
me
somebody
either.
to be watching
Me
this and
either.
be like, "Oh, Dwayne Wade, how could you not?" He's not a point guard. He's a lead guard. He's not a point guard to me. Honestly, I really think that might be like off the top of my head.
You don't think CP3?
Is that still his generation? Like, would we consider that
Yeah, because I feel like they were all of these guys were,
around the same? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
like they all I feel
What
like
about
played in the same era.
okay? All right, yeah, I guess because I'm thinking like Jason Kidd is probably too old
Yeah, now
for
that's too
his
old.
generation. I kind of okay, yeah. So if CP3 still counts as a point guard, I think he's right there. I don't think he's head and shoulders above. Like I think Derrick Rose, if
Really?
we're talking peaks, is head and shoulders above. Nah, I don't think I think CP3 was a great point guard, but it was the same stuff that you're getting out of Russ, but at 6 foot in a lot of ways.
I
There
think better defender though.
yeah, he was a better defender. He's more of a bulldog, I think. Equally athletic, which is another thing that a lot of people forget about young CP3. You know, you dumped on Dwight Howard at 6 foot. So um
I feel like saying equally athletic is, I
Russell
mean,
Westbrook was 6'3". Chris Paul was barely 6 foot, and he dunked on the
that
best
part of it,
defensive
the
player
height
we've
part
ever
of it
seen.
didn't matter because he's looking in the rim in some of these dunks. Like, I don't
I
think they're
get it,
equal.
but like, go watch
If we
young
grading on a
CP3.
curve, yeah, I could
Go,
be like, yeah, CP3 could do some
it's
of
just
that, but
I
like,
want you to go watch young CP3.
no. I'm with
Okay,
you. I'm
you know
with
what I
you,
mean? It's
but
like the
I
things
want you
that
to go
people
watch young Westbrook and tell
no,
me that these two guys are equally like him and D Rose equally athletic.
yeah,
Definitely, thousand
equally
percent.
explosive.
Okay,
Explosive
okay.
versus athletic is not the same. But like to see what I saw from CP3,
If
that
we're talking
was
side to
insane.
side speed, like that
Yeah,
kind of thing, but if
athleticism
we're
we
talking
talking
vertical, it's not
athleticism
even.
we talking everything. If we want
Yeah.
to talk explosiveness, the only point guard I want to hear mention. No, you can mention two because you can mention John Wall in his prime, but
Mm.
still not quite there. Derrick Rose there. John Wall kind of like maybe a step below them.
Yeah, he was more smooth
But
anyway.
he
I mean,
yeah, but still he'll boom on you if you're
yeah,
not careful. So, you know, those guys, but yeah, Russell Westbrook like brought just a ferocity that you never see from a point guard in the way that they dunk.
yeah,
Like even Derrick Rose didn't dunk as ferociously. It was
yeah,
like he was like that. God damn, did he get that high on the dunk? But like Russell Westbrook dunked on you like a power forward would in the 70s. You know what I mean? Like he just hang on the rim and try to put like Sean Kemp. Like if Sean Kemp was six
yes,
three,
yeah.
that's how Russell Westbrook was trying to dunk on your ass. Like dunk
That's a good
and hit
point.
you with the points. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, but yeah, I put he's definitely top five of his era. I personally, just off the top of my head, if I have more time to like really write things down and think about it, I might put him outside of my top three. But off the top of my head, I still have him probably somewhere in my top 3 or 4. Depends on how I'm feeling about Chris Paul on a given day. But Steph and D Rose are the only ones I can definitively say from his era that I'm putting above him.
That's interesting because I feel like I mean it's your list, but
Mhm.
so I wouldn't put D Rose up there with him because I don't think you could just take the one season. He honorable mention, I guess, but I can't put him
Yeah, that's
above
only if
Russ
and that's
because they
why I
both
made
got
him
MVP. So it's like if it'd
right.
be different if Russ never won MVP, then I'd
And
be
that's
like,
why I'm saying
yeah,
only peak when I say Derrick. Like everyone else, I just said overall. But when I
sure.
mentioned Derrick Rose, I'm only taking peak. So if I can only take best case scenario of this person, I would have to put Derrick Rose. But if we're just going overall, just career, there ain't too many that have had a career as good as his. Steph probably is the only point guard of his era that's just definitively had a better career than Russ.
I think CP had a better career. I would put Steph, CP,
Russie went to the finals before
Russ.
CP.
He did. He did. He also
Yeah,
had KD. You know,
that's fair.
he
He still went.
also only like like I
I
I
mean,
put it like this.
CP had Blake had the whole Lob City era. He had Blake Griffin,
Yeah, but
prime
that
DeAndre Jordan, like
all right.
Jamal Crawford.
Let's
He had some good. He
all
played with
right.
some
Did you
good
just say
players.
Jordan Crawford? You mean Jamal Crawford?
So I said Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
said DeAndre Jordan and Jamal Crawford.
yeah, I can't believe you said DeAndre Jordan twice with a straight face. Hold
Prime DeAndre
on.
Jordan.
All he was
Ask
doing was
Brandon Knight
catching
about
lobs,
prime
bro.
DeAndre Jordan.
I love DeAndre Jordan, but all he was doing was catching lobs. What I'm saying is,
Hmm.
I think what I loved about Russ is like he could raise the floor of a team, and
Hmm.
that certainly was like evident. The triple double season was definitely like, he just carried them dudes. Not that they were bad, but like he was like, I'm number one, I'm carrying y'all. But like once you got to the playoffs, that kind of it was like, all right. CP3, he could get you to like the Western Conference Finals as the best player. And then they just ran into Steph, and it was just like, all right, cool. Now granted, you could say the same thing about Russ. Like 2016, they got to West Conference Finals. He had KD on his team. I don't think CP3 has played with anybody. I mean, he did play with KD that one year, but both of them were old at that point.
Right.
But like, he's never had somebody in their prime and in his prime as good as KD versus like Westbrook having KD in his prime for however many years they were together. Um, but to me, for that era, it's Steph, CP3, Westbrook. I'm torn if I should throw Dame into that era because he kind of does
I think
cross into
he
that
fits the
point.
era. Yeah, but
But
Dame is not on the level of the guys you just mentioned.
I
Not
wasn't gonna
Dame.
put Dame over Russ.
Yeah.
I do think though you made a good point about Harden. Like if I count Harden as a point guard, I probably would put Harden over Russ.
Yeah.
Um, I think Dame would probably be my fifth because I just don't feel like D Rose. Like the one season was good. It gets you honorable mention, but like
Mhm.
that being said, top four in your era, it's pretty good.
Top four.
The only
He's
guys
first
you
ballot
lost
Hall
out
of
to were
Famer.
yeah, the only guys you lose out to is a guy who won the championship 4 times, uh, the guy who they call the point god, a dude who won MVP the year after you did and played on the team with you and averaged like
Mhm.
37 points a game. It's
One
like
time for Sam Presti drafting in 3 straight drafts, drafting 3
insane.
guys who went on to win MVP, 2 of which won MVP for your team.
Yeah, yeah. They 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 had something. Like
Yeah.
they absolutely had something. And it's
It
crazy that they
all
won.
changed because they traded James Harden for Zach fucking Martin.
Yeah.
How crazy is that shit? Like, is somebody listening to this podcast right now who's like, "Who the fuck is Zach Martin?" Be like, and you would be right.
Oh, you talking about Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin,
Kevin
exactly.
Martin with
Proving my point.
the ugly jump
The
shot. Yeah.
ugliest. The niggas in the 2K streets know how fucking frustrating it was trying to time up Kevin Martin jump shot.
Yeah.
Now, real life, that shit was watery, like a career 40%
he,
3-point
he
shooter.
was
But
a good
like,
shooter. He was a good
it
shooter.
was an ugly motherfucker. Like, if you thought Lonzo Ball had a bad jump shot coming to the league, this nigga shot was heinous.
It was crazy. And it was he was left-handed, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it looked even crazier.
Alright.
Um,
Lefties are perfect.
no. I'm just saying it just looked more unorthodox, I should say.
Mm,
Uh, no shade to you know, shout out to people who were left-handed. But anyway, yeah, the Thunder they were like right there, and they were just like, ah, actually, we'll intentionally take a step back. I mean,
yeah.
maybe Harden would have gotten, maybe he would have just walked in free agency or some shit. Who
Yeah, well, I
knows?
mean,
But
they
like,
took a risk because
yeah,
it was the extension. They were haggling over, I think it was like 10 or
couple
15
million,
million or
yeah,
something like that. It was like
something meaningless.
nothing burger money, really. In NBA terms, I guess 5 million. I would gotta take 10 or 15 million. But
Facts.
there's right. It was over a certain amount of money, and they were just like, we don't want to pay our sixth man, our third best player at best, XYZ amount of money. We'd rather have this player. We can
Serge
replace
Ibaka.
his production with an expanded role for Serge Ibaka, and if we can get the similar shooting out of Kevin Martin, maybe we just get more playmaking out of Russ and KD, and just make it up that way, whatever it is. And then, of course, James Harden just becomes what he becomes. But um, anybody that was on those teams, and James Harden at the time was guarding like Manu Ginobili. Like, this was before the whole James Harden became a turnstile on defense type of situation. You were getting like legitimate James Harden defensive possessions against Spurs legends, and he was winning those matchups. So,
And he showed up in
um,
the playoffs too.
and he showed up in the playoffs.
Yeah. What a time. Shout out to Russ, man. I will say last thing,
Mm.
when he retired or when he said he was retiring, it just made me feel old. I was like, damn. Like the only thing keeping me feeling young is that LeBron's in the league
Elijah
And
Arenas
Al
and
Horford.
Kyan Anthony are making me feel old as fuck. Like,
Yeah,
that makes me feel old,
yeah, yeah.
especially Kyan Anthony, because I remember watching when he was first like starting to try like pick up a basketball and seeing how like awkwardly he moved, and it's like unfairly judging like a 7-year old because your dad's Carmelo and you expect them to be able to pull up a
Right.
step back midi
Like yo,
out the
your mid
womb.
range game is
You know what I'm
trash.
saying? Exactly. So you like, you're looking at a kid play basketball, you're like forgetting he's a kid. Like, now all of a sudden he's like 6'5" and just like looks the part of
Hmm.
at least a really good college player and maybe even a future NBA player. So those guys are making me feel really fucking old. Um,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. Real quick, word about the sale, or pending, I should say, sale of the Los Angeles Lakers. The minority stock owned by the Buss family. I want to say, what was it, like a 17 point something percent stake
Yeah, yeah, about
that they're still holding
17%.
on to, and it looks like, according to reports, that Jeannie Buss is contesting the vote to sell that stake. So she's trying to actively put the kibosh on that whole situation and keep the Buss family stake in the Lakers. How are we feeling about this? This family drama going on
Yeah.
in the NBA streets.
We
This is like
started
some
off
Kardashian shit.
Yeah, well, we started off talking about Game of Thrones, and this is very Game of Thronesy. Um,
Hmm.
I I'm excited to see how this plays out, to be quite honest with you, because motherfuckers done lawyered up. She said, "Oh, you'll be hearing from my attorney
Right. When
on this
family starts
matter."
lawyering up against family, it's getting real.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely getting crazy. I think it would be a tragedy if no one from the Buss family, and I'm not a Lakers fan at all. I just feel like for the sake of like NBA, like continuity and all that stuff, like it just would feel bad, weird, like a criminal
It'd be
almost
like if the
for
Steinbrenner family didn't own the Yanks.
right. Like if it was like if they sold to some like thing, you'd be like, oh, okay, like I guess. But then they were just like, no, actually, we're gonna sell the remaining. Like
Yeah.
the fact that they're not the controlling partners is like whatever, right? Like
Mhm.
cool.
Cool.
But the fact that they're like the other siblings are just like, we actually want out of the whole thing.
All right, we're gonna cash out right now. Like, that
Yeah,
doesn't
like
make
it
sense.
seems
Yeah.
odd. Now, granted, most of what I know about the like history of the Lakers in terms of the ownership and all that stuff came from that one HBO show that they did that got canceled way too soon. but it was awesome.
Winning Time was
Um,
awesome.
it was so good. It was so good.
And that
Like,
one dude looks smack like magic. You know what I
bro,
mean?
he looked like magic. Old boy definitely looked like Jerry West. Like to this
Yeah.
day, like
Yeah,
anything
he
he's
did.
in from now on, I'm just like,
It's
that's fucking
insane.
Jerry West.
Yeah. And
Um,
shout out to was it Adrian Brody that played
played Pat Riley.
Pat
Yeah.
Riley? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see
Everybody
the
was on
vision at
point.
first,
No.
but then once he slicked back the hair, you're like, hey,
Yeah.
that might be
Yeah.
Pat a little bit. All right.
Yeah, yeah, nah,
Yeah.
it definitely, like, it was a great show, but in that show, you find out how he bought the team. He had to sell a freaking building in New York
His
to get the
wife
money.
had to sign for it.
Yeah, that his ex-wife had to sign
Ex-wife.
for,
Yeah. All right. Ex-wife.
because he was whoring around at the Playboy Mansion. Um, like, just crazy stuff, like, I just feel like, we're now in this era where, like, people are just spending crazy money on teams. Like, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. There's no scenario in which you could tell me that a sports franchise is worth $12 billion. Like, how are you extracting $12 billion out of that franchise? You can't sell enough jerseys and tickets and popcorn and any of that stuff to tell me that you're actually making what this thing is being valued at. And, whether it's 12 billion or 5 billion or whatever, like whatever the real number it actually is, like that their actual value of the franchise is really worth in terms of
Mhm.
dollars, not just like equity and like in the future, like they'll be worth that because the brand is so strong. Um,
But that's part of it though, right? That's part of
no,
evaluation.
no, no,
That's
I
like,
understand
yeah,
that part of it, but I'm just saying like these are not based on like actual dollars.
right.
And to me,
There's
like
not like if you sold every individual thing that had to do with Lakers, you would not net 12.5 bill.
correct, which,
Yeah.
I understand that that's like how the shit works, but
Mhm.
um I say that to say like the only people who can afford that are people who have like ungodly amounts of money.
Mhm.
And once you start getting into the tier of people who have ungodly amounts of money, all they care about is just making more money. You know
Like
what I mean? And
what
like,
if Elon Musk just came with a Godfather like, 20 billion, give it to me. You know what I
right,
mean?
which
Like
is like nothing
he's
for
a
him. That's like
trillionaire. You
literally
know,
nothing for him.
he's a trillionaire. So like
Yeah.
that's $1,000 billion. You know what I
But
mean?
also, Steve Ballmer is like the 5th richest person on the planet. So,
Right.
like, what if he was just like, "All right, I'll trade you the Lakers for the Clippers, and now I
Right.
own the Lakers." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just there's just a lot of money in sports right now, and I'm a little concerned at like how that's going to change the quality of the game and like whether people care if their team is losing for 10 years straight. It's like, well, who cares? Like, this is Los Angeles. We're still selling tickets. People are still
Right.
buying jerseys. Like, who gives a shit? And like that to me is just not good. And I feel like this it's less likely for that to happen if somebody who has deeper ties than just like, oh, like this is a moneymaker for me. Like, no, like my dad bought this and like built it up to be what it is today. I think that means something. So them selling, I think, would be giving a little bit more license to the new owners to kind of be like, well, we can do whatever we want with it. We own the whole team.
Right.
And oh, as just like a general sports fan, I'm a little concerned by that. But
Yeah. I
the
mean,
drama
it's an
aspect of it
ethical.
obviously is going to take precedence over like my meaningless sports quips
I
about
mean, it's
league
not me
ownership.
because I've complained to no end. I mean, you were earlier this year on a pod complaining about the Red Sox ownership and their general manager and their team, and the team has turned it around. And I still have my skepticism about the ownership and about the general manager as a whole, but I will say that this team has been able to turn the season around, and shout out to them for that. But like, this is still the team that lowballed a champion in John
Mm,
Lester, that lowballed and then allowed to walk a homegrown superstar in Xander Bogarts and traded away for less than pennies on a dollar. Um, Probably the biggest black Boston athlete since David Ortiz. Um, and in Mookie Betts, you know what I mean? And what do you get back? Alex Verdugo and a guy named Jeter. So like that, that was ridiculous even in the time.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be even more ridiculous down the line when nothing really came of Jeter Downs, who was just an overhyped Dodgers prospect, which I'm sure the Detroit Tigers will find out about the outfitter that they got in the Scuba trade. So um it's just when you have a an ownership group that seems like all they really care about is leeching off of the fans and the legacy that was built by the people who cared about the team, um it hurts. It hurts the real fans. It might not hurt the fans that, um, didn't grow up Laker fans or aren't true to the soil, diehard Laker fans and weren't going to games in the forum and all that other kind of stuff. I don't know how they would feel about it, but like me, as a diehard Red Sox fan that knows the heartbreak that comes with being a Red Sox fan and just waiting for the bad thing to happen versus the new fans that are there in this world of they won 4 rings since 2004 and blah blah blah. I'm like, well, you weren't here for the bullshit.
Hmm.
You weren't here in '03. Didn't sit and race to get home only to watch Aaron fucking Boone smack a 400-foot home run off of Tim Wakefield in Yankee Stadium and walk his team to the World Series. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't your reality, and it is mine. And to only be faced with 22 years later watching a team just give it all away when you have the future in the palm of your head. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't have retained John Lester. There's no reason why you couldn't have retained Xander Bogaerts. So for the Lakers, the same thing. If you're a fan base and you're looking at what they're doing and like, are they just like pinching pennies? Are they just doing
Right.
Mavericks? Same shit. Like, you just trading away Luca for what? So you can save money here or there. But like, yeah, we got lucky and got Cooper Flag because the ping pong balls bounced in the right direction. But like, what if that didn't happen?
Right. And you just be asked for
For
10 years
nothing,
straight.
for
Yeah.
no fucking reason. It's just you're shitting on the fans for no fucking reason. So I don't like that new era of sports ownership and sports management, and the way that they're leeching off of loyal fans and a fan base that was built on the backs of people who cared about the team that made other people care about the team along with them. Like Cuban cared about that fucking team, sitting on the
Yeah.
sideline, like
Probably
beating
shouldn't have
his dog.
sold if he cared that
Probably
much,
shouldn't
but
have said
yeah.
right, but again,
Yeah.
is what it is. But like, he did his time with the team. After a while, he's earned the right to crap. It's not like he just sat there for 10 years and then crapped out. It's like he served his time,
Yeah.
built a champion, saw it through, and when he felt like, hey, I've served my time. I just want to sit and enjoy these games, and he's earned the right to do that. But yeah, I'm just glad that you brought that up because it hit a sore spot for me because I that's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, I mean, I think kinda to piggyback off what you were saying, you know, Red Sox as an example, right? Like, ownership, you were complaining about it going into the year. I feel like a lot of Red Sox fans were complaining about it going into the year. Team starts off bad, they do all these things, now the team has surged and they're playing really well. But it's like, you can have, like, a couple good seasons under bad ownership, but you're not, like, establishing anything that's like feels like it's going to be there long term because you're always just kind of waiting for the owner or the front office to like sell everything off for parts, right? And I feel
Mhm.
like that's really the issue with like some of these owners who, sometimes they come in and they want to spend money and then immediately it's just like, oh, well, looks like we spent too much money. So now we got to pull back. Now we got to trade all these guys. Right? We saw with the Celtics, like they
Mhm.
win the championship. Knicks beat him in the second round. Tatum gets hurt, and it's like, oh, this is a great opportunity for us to sell off literally every important player to us winning a championship the next season. So they trade Porzingis, they trade Drew Holiday. Um, 2 years later, they trade Jalen Brown. It's like, oh, sorry, we're poor. We can't afford to have two guys who take up this much money on a salary cap. It's like,
Billionaires complaining about millionaires. You know what I
bro,
mean? It's
like, come
crazy.
on, man.
It's
They're
crazy.
making up excuses, and like, you can't. I feel like you can't build something long term if you have ownership that's not invested in the team. They're invested in making money, but they're not invested in the team. This has been my
Mhm.
criticism of the Knicks for forever, right? It's like it's not the team is just like perpetually bad. It's that we have terrible ownership. So
Yeah.
yeah, somehow they managed to get James Dolan to move out of the way long enough that they were able to build something. But who's to say tomorrow? I mean, he already decided like, oh, I don't need to sign Mitchell Robinson, who is probably first team all defense if he was able to play 65 games.
Mhm.
We'll just let him walk. And he decided to walk to, your
The
biggest
Celtics.
rival. Like, no
Yeah.
big deal. Yeah, like he just decided to walk to your biggest rival. Like stuff like that. It's just like one of the reasons why I love the Thunder is like they don't make stupid mistakes like that. They don't make stupid decisions like that. We just talked about the James Harden trade, which was not a good
Mhm.
trade, but they learn from that. They're like, all right, hey, maybe we don't do that ever again. Like maybe we trade
Mhm.
players like to a completely different conference.
Like Lou Dort.
And like, like the Atlanta Hawks. Like we'll send Lou Dort to the
Mhm.
Atlanta Hawks. We'll send this guy here, we'll send that guy there. Like we're not gonna shoot ourselves in the foot because we're trying to build something. We're actually trying to maximize this thing. Same with the Warriors. Like when things were going well, it's like, yo, we're gonna try to maximize this thing, you know? Um,
Or if you take your big swing, you're doing it with the intent to like, let's extend our window. We're
yeah,
not gonna hit the reset button and try and build back from zero and get you to love this team of misfit toys anymore. Like, the this rebuild phase is over. We've made it to the promised land with this young Harden and Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant core. And yeah, we got rid of Harden because we didn't want to pay our third best player at the time max salary or max value because we didn't know the league was going to the three superstar model or whatever it is. But we're not gonna do that and just punt. We're not trading Harden just for first round picks. We really believe in this Kevin Martin guy that we're getting back. We really believe in this situation that we're trying to build over here,
yeah.
and we want to be able to extend this window. We won't be able to extend it if we're taking up cap space by just paying these three players, and then we don't have enough to build around them. So, um, with what a lot of these teams are doing these days with what my Red Sox were doing with seemingly what's happening in this much smaller scale to your Knicks already. It's just it's something that I don't like to see, and I hope that it stops. I know that World Wide West and the people that are the brain trust over there with the Knicks are going to have backup plans to be able to get shit back right. And
We'll
try and
see.
make another run at another ring because one's not enough. But
Not for me.
yeah, no, I mean certainly, but I for one am happy that Boston decided to start selling shit off because my team reaped the rewards. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to win more than 42 games next year. But you know what? We got out of the Paul George contract and in so doing brought in a 29-year-old superstar in the middle of the prime of his career, 2 years post finals and conference final MVP level
Mm,
season, directly on the heels of a first team All NBA season where he averaged 29 points a game and led his team to the number 2 seed in the East. So, regardless of whatever happens in this regular season, like this is the level of effort that I would like to see from my front offices. And with Boston, what the Red Sox did at the trade deadline, they took swings. I like to see that, and that took them going on an unreal 30-5 run in the middle of the summer to kind of make them buyers and not sellers. But I like the fact that they're like, listen, I don't know if this team's coming to the World Series, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna throw some shit at the wall and see if it sticks.
right.
That's what teams do. The Yankees back in 2003, they heard that the Red Sox, or back in what was it, 05, 06, when you got A Rod, it was like
That
they
was
heard
that
that the
was
Red Sox
2002,
was it oh
2002,
02?
2003. Yeah.
Yeah. They found out the Red Sox were gonna get A Rod. They were like, no, they're not. Veto that.
Right.
We'll do something else. We'll get A
Yeah.
Rod.
Yeah.
That's the type
What
of
they
shit I like.
offering? Double
With
it.
it,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, you didn't double it because Manny Ramirez and John Lester is a better deal than anything you guys offered. So it is what it is. But um, it's just hilarious that all of a sudden you get these billionaires complaining about the millionaires on their payroll and playing cheap. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean, it seems the only person willing to spend money is potentially going to be indicted for fraud. But that's not the point, okay?
It's kind
That's
of the
not the
point.
point we're trying to
It's kind of the
that's
point.
not the point we're trying
It's
to
like a
make, all right,
little bit of the
guys?
point.
Like, just spend the
Yeah.
freaking money. We know you
Right.
got it, okay?
And spend it up front. Don't like
Yeah.
make shell corporations and shit like that. Like that works in corporate finance. It does not work
Yeah.
uh in the NBA. It's not a good idea when
Yeah,
you got
you do have a salary floor that you have to meet. You still have to spend the
exactly.
money. But
You know what I mean? We can't kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge an extra $10 million out of this charitable organization. Like that's not how life works.
yeah, you also can't extend contracts to 2050 and do
Yeah, it's fucking dot. Like I something has to be done about this deferring contract situation. Like they got to put a cat like whatever they do in this new CBA while they're in the lockout because MLB is definitely going into a lockout. They need to figure out this deferred salary shit because
I think they
everybody
did, but
can't get the
yeah,
Bobby Bonilla. I mean, it's fine to have one or two on a team, but there has to be a cap on how many deferred salaries you can get, or how many years of deferred
yeah.
salary you can use, or what's the cap in a deferred salary, like something.
No, I agree. I
But the
agree.
Dodgers paying Shohei Ohtani veteran minimum money until he retires, when they can finally start paying him off the books, is ludicrous.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Um,
Well, shout out to Mark Walters. He'll be in prison soon. I'm kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. Allegedly. Allegedly.
allegedly,
Allegedly.
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 And he'll be able to afford his bail. You know, he won't have to go fund me like Chud the Builder. He'll be able to afford his own bail. Um,
Yeah. He'll just buy the jail.
yeah, he probably already owns it.
Honestly.
Honestly, if we're being serious, he probably
Yeah,
already
yeah.
owns it. If they put him in jail in Los Angeles, at least.
Yeah.
Um, that's I mean, just insane times that we're living in. That that an owner would be implicated in something like this. Between
That's
him and
crazy.
Steve Ballmer, I really just don't know what's going on with NBA ownership these days, and both in LA. Maybe it's just a
Uh
curse.
yeah. It's called being too freaking rich to care about real rules. They're like, what? Rules? What?
What? That
What?
doesn't pertain to me. That doesn't sound like a thing.
That's not how you spell a billion. You don't spell a billion like that. It's like, okay, sorry,
Yeah.
Steve.
Oh, my bad. Dad rules. What you got for dad rules, man?
I'm gonna keep it quick, man. Um, Pray for me. It's potty time.
Damn.
It's we're going through it. We're going through all the feels. So just pray for your boy, man. We're here. We are. I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but we're trying to get there.
I mean, you were there with me through the whole
I
deal of
remember.
the potty
I
training
remember.
situation, and it was just a random moment.
I
Like,
remember you. I remember thinking, like, can it really be that bad? Like, am I really like?
yeah, bro.
Should I
I
just keep him in diapers for life?
strictly remember like thinking I knew it all. I was like, just take the diaper off while she's at home, and she's gonna want to run to the potty, or she's gonna like tell you
Oh
she
yeah,
doesn't have the diaper. No, she just pee on the floor. I don't give a fuck. You're gonna clean it. So
yeah.
what do I care?
Your problem.
All right.
It
It
was
looked
my
like a you
problem,
problem.
and
It's
now
like
it's your
we
problem.
had a solution to this. It was called a diaper, and you decided not to put one on. So
Yeah, yeah,
who's the idiot here?
yeah, yeah. I mean, we're just trying to figure out all the rules and all the stuff. Yeah, I guess my real dad rule for all the dads out there is, you know, it doesn't hurt to read a book here and there. Does not does not does not hurt to read a child rearing book.
So you're
So
saying you don't
that's
know it all, is what we're saying here.
I'm saying I didn't even attempt to find it out. I figured that someone would just give me the information, and
Mm.
that has not happened yet. So I'm gonna just go ahead and read the book.
Do you have other parents who have recently gone through the potty training stages, like in y'all's lives, like just one of Shannon's friends, or one of your friends that live near you?
Recently, like I'm not like within the last couple months, like probably within the last like year or so.
Oh, okay.
And then all the parents that we know, like from daycare, are also their kids are kind of going through it, like the kids in his age range. So they're,
Mm.
we're tackling it together. But every kid is different, so that doesn't really help. And it's
Yeah,
like
I mean, it was
I'm
just
not
like,
asking, little Bobby, like, hey, so what are your tips?
or it was
Can you
just
teach
so
my
crazy
son?
because, like I said, when it happened for me, it was like my sister happened to come over. Shout out to Lauren. She happened to come over, and because her son was at Ron Clark at the time, and it was like right up the road from me. So she like, while he was in practice, she would just chill at the crib. And she was like, "Well, I'm about to go pick up Ben Ben. You want to come with Aunt with Lovey?" And she brought my daughter with her to go pick up her son from basketball practice or whatever. And somewhere on that like 30-minute round trip drive to and from my nephew's school, she had like imprinted into my daughter's head like why it was so important to pee pee on the potty. And like it's such a it's so random that I couldn't possibly forget the day because she comes back and from that moment on, we've had no issues with get like she's obviously had accidents here and there or whatever, but like
Yeah,
she was flat out refusing to even sit on the like it was not happening.
yeah,
And from that moment on, she was like, "Daddy, I gotta go potty. Mommy, I gotta go potty." She would sit down. She would actually go when she sat on the potty. I was like, "What did you fucking say?"
yeah,
Like I still don't know. I mean, it really could be that simple. That's why I asked. I'm like, because if you know somebody that maybe relatively recently went through it, like your parents would be no help because they went through
yeah,
it in, like the fucking 90s.
yeah.
But like, someone who might have gone through it within the last 5 to 10 years, they might be a little bit more helpful in that situation.
Well, it sounds like you need to have your sister record a message that
I
I could
might.
just play to my son and be like, "Hey, listen to this." You hear
He'd
that?
be like, "I don't know that lady, Dad.
Ah,
I'm not
yeah, I don't
listening
know
to
who that
that."
is. Get that shit out of here. Be like,
Respectfully,
"Daddy,"
Dad.
just smack my phone out of
No.
my hand. Be like,
My
"Enough."
my phone.
But yeah, man, that's where we at. How about you? What's your dad routine?
Um, well, shout out to my lovely ray of sunshine. It is her birthday coming up on the 25th. This Saturday
Yeah.
is her third birthday. Um, we are officially at the birthday age and stage where we are inviting other kids and their parents to the birthday. So this is the first birthday
Mm,
that she'll have with friends from school and people that aren't family members in the vicinity. So that's going to be an interesting thing for me as a parent, as well as I'm sure for her. Seeing her friends from school outside of the school scenario will be kind of
yeah.
intriguing and something I will be tracking for
Y'all don't do
sure.
like play dates and stuff with kids from school?
We haven't. I know that she's had some invites, but with between Jasmine school and working the two different jobs, and then me having like 50, 11 jobs
Trying to
and
find
stuff, it just
time. Yeah.
yeah, finding time for that hasn't really happened. But it'll happen sooner than later, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, so excited for that. She's got her official big girl bed. Like the first big girl bed was just the conversion of her childhood crib that
Mhm.
converted into a small bed. But now she has the twin size bed, whole get up. um, she loved it. It was a big hit.
I bet.
It takes up like a third of her room because she's got the tiny room, but she loves her bed and takes any opportunity that she can to show me the bed. Was like, yeah, I seen it. I bought it. Well, I actually shout out to Jasmine's uncle actually bought it, but we found it. We found the bed. Yes, I know. We
Yeah.
picked it out. This is the one that we picked. And
Yeah.
thank God for loving family members because that would have broke our pockets. So, they held us down on that one for sure. Um, but it's also helping with her sleeping overnight. We don't have to make as many trips to her room because she's just so enamored with her bed. There's like little light ups on the headboard and everything. So
Yeah.
she's got like 15 night lights going in there. She's got a hatch. She's got like a little dinosaur kaleidoscope type of thing, little light up thing, and
Damn.
then the her headboard of her bed like flashes different color lights too. So she's covered.
That's what's up. My boy
Yeah.
ain't got none of that. I mean, he got the hatch, but that's about it. And I'm at the point now where I'm just throwing him in there, and I'm just like, "All right, yo, you just figure it
It
out
was
from
like you'll
there."
figure it out.
Yeah, he'll go to sleep. We
Yeah.
honestly, we were just talking about that tonight. We were just like, "Yeah, he's fine. He'll go to
Yeah.
sleep." I was like,
Mhm.
I put him in there. He was just like eyes wide open, like staring at his stuffed animal. I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, he'll get there. He gets it. He knows what
It's
what
cool.
it is.
I'm about to
When the
go make a
lights are off and
margarita.
you're in the crib, like this is it's night time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
we're done. But yeah,
Right, exactly. You know
damn.
what I mean? We ain't gotta spill it out for you. You get it. And
I'll be
that's what
honest.
she's
I'm genuinely not looking forward to the point where he like can like get out of the crib and like once he because
it's not great.
he can already open the doors. So
Mm.
like the day that he like busts into the room and I'm like thinking he's like a robber. It's gonna
Mhm.
be an interesting because it's gonna be a Saturday morning. I already know. It's
Well,
definitely gonna be a
it's
Saturday
crazy
morning.
for me because it's like, so my daughter, she can reach the light, so she can turn on every light switch in the house, which is its own issue.
It's fun
She knows how
times.
to lock and unlock doors because she locks the bathroom door when she has to go potty, like kicks us out, unlocks the door. That's how you know she's going number two. She's like, "Daddy, get out." I'm like, "Okay, got it, cool." So at least she knows boundaries.
Yeah.
Um, but she can't hold up the number three. So
Mm.
it's like you can do all of these things, but this is where you draw the line.
Well, I mean, listen,
This one, she's like this. She can do this
okay,
easy
that is a little
all day,
strange. Yeah,
but this
it's like
one,
just
this one,
move that one finger up.
yeah, we were
Yeah.
doing the birthday photo shoot, and she's in there looking at her hands like, "How do I?" And I swear to God, did this.
Okay, that is
Yeah,
3.
I mean, it's three fingers. It sure is.
That is 3.
Definitely
So,
don't want photos of my daughter doing the shark, but yes, it is technically three fingers.
nah, she's doing it. She's creating a trend for other
Mm,
3-year-olds to follow. Yeah, I would think about it from that standpoint.
good.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Like
yeah.
a Pied Piper of sorts. Got it.
She's like, "Hey, you guys know you could do this?" And they'll be like, "Whoa,
Whoa!
whoa,
You just changed the
whoa."
game
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I knew about this.
yeah.
My dad's from Germany. He even taught me about this, but
Right,
this,
yeah, yeah,
never
yeah.
seen that one.
It's like, I've seen basketball players do this one as well. They
Yeah,
do this one,
yeah, yeah.
but,
Jalen Brunson.
yeah, 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 they do this. But hold on, this, whoa, whoa, whoa. I need a
Yeah,
minute
we
now. I
changed.
need a minute.
Now we changing the game. Now we
Yeah.
changing the game.
Nah, shout out to her.
But yeah, man. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Big 3?
Big three. Young, Wild, and Three is the theme.
Okay,
So,
okay. That's what's up.
really, really looking forward to that. I love it. It's emotional time for me every time your kid gets a year older. You know, you get a little bit in the feels
It
for a
doesn't even
couple
have
of
to
weeks.
be like an official year. Just like
Yeah,
anytime they like do something new, I'm like, God damn.
yeah. Anytime they unlock a new achievement, you're just like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
god, oh
Middle of the
my
year, it's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. When you start doing
god.
this?
Right, you start crying out of nowhere. You're like,
Just
this is some
moonwalking?
bullshit. Yeah, right. You know, it
That's
just
crazy.
it's just been so insane to watch her grow. Like today she stopped me from eating my dinner because I forgot to say grace.
Mm, that's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, incredible. And then led grace, you
Wow.
know. Didn't even need the call and response like we normally have to do to like, even though her grace is like three words. This time she
Hey,
led it. Didn't need the call and response. She got it down.
now you got to put the work on Thanksgiving. Like, all right,
Oh yeah, like now she got to lead the whole. Oh, she would love it.
spotlights on you.
She let us spotlight.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. It's been great. I'm really 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 loving it. Looking forward to another year, and looking forward to this third birthday. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be fun. We're getting a bouncy house. I got the
oh, you
weekend
going all
off,
out.
so I'll be able to rest and recover on Sunday after a long Saturday afternoon of chasing little kids around my property. But really really excited about it.
Godspeed.
Um,
Godspeed.
yeah, I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need all of it. God, Jesus. I might even need Mary Magdalene. I need everybody. All
The
hands
whole
on deck,
crew, the whole gang.
please. Joseph, Big Mary. I need everybody.
Everyone, all 12
Yeah,
disciples.
gang's all here.
Even you, Judas.
Peter, Paul, all yeah.
We need all hands
Um,
on deck.
oh yeah, but yeah, man. We appreciate everybody that tuned in live. We appreciate anybody that's watching this after a post to YouTube. No, we went a little bit long. It's been a while since we've been able to give you one, so we decided to just get it
2
all out.
hours.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
got to get it all out. So we definitely have fun recording it. We always have fun recording it for you guys. So we appreciate everybody that rocks with us, that listens, like, share, subscribe, comment. If you have our number, text us. Let us know how you feeling about the podcast. We
Yeah.
we love each and every one of you guys. We appreciate all support and that people show for us as we do this. Um, it's been a wonderful ride, and I love that we get to keep going and keep doing the things that we love, man.
Yeah, bro.
Uh, y'all have a good night. Get you some sleep.
I will certainly be doing that.
I will not have a cheesecake calling my name, so I'm gonna eat a cheesecake and watch a podcast on lanterns. So that's what I'm finna do with the next
Nah,
30 minutes of my life.
that's real. That's real. Yeah, no, I definitely will be driving to some fast food restaurant to indulge myself because I haven't eaten much today. Um, but shout out to y'all. Thank you for tapping in with us always. No Rules Podcast. Back in
Peace.
September. Peace.
Peace.